2 years ago, he was at Penn State. But now, Jeff Hostetler is the quarterback for West Virginia University. Throughout the regular season, he made the big play, like this link-up with wide receiver Rich Hollins, who averaged 27 yards per reception. Another big reason for the Mountaineers' 9-2 season is Darryl Talley, a consensus All-America pick at linebacker. At 6'4", 225 pounds with great speed, he's already being compared with the Giants' Lawrence Taylor and spearheads the 11th best defensive unit in the country. Tonight, that defense will have its hands full in the Gator Bowl as West Virginia faces Florida State and tailback Greg Allen. Allen is just a sophomore who shares playing time with senior Ricky Williams. And one thing he knows is how to get into the end zone. He scored 1 touchdown through the air this year on this reception against East Carolina and scored 20 more on the ground to lead the nation with 126 points. As a team, Florida State is second in the country in scoring. The Mountaineers and the Seminoles tonight. ABC Sports presents live from Jacksonville, Florida, the 1982 Gator Bowl. The Mountaineers of West Virginia against the Seminoles of Florida State. And in a driving rain, the headlights as the crowd files into the newly expanded and renovated Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, which now holds 80,000. And tonight's game, the 38th edition of the Gator Bowl, is sold out. West Virginia taking on Florida State. And this ABC Sports exclusive is brought to you by light beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer and less. By your Bell Phone Center. It's ingenious. It's genuine Bell. It's at your Bell Phone Center. By Merrill Lynch, whose ability to guide you through the intricacies of investing makes them a breed apart. And by Chevrolet. Chevrolet is USA 1, and USA 1 is taking charge. It has been raining off and on all day in Jacksonville. A cold front passed through yesterday. 51 degrees, our game time temperature. We were in the 70s here yesterday and in the 80s Monday. The wind out of the northwest gusting at 15 miles per hour. The forecast, more rain. And right now, as you look around, the field is in decent shape. But West Virginia coming out onto the field right now figures to benefit if it continues to rain. The Mountaineers, an independent team, started the year with a big upset victory over Oklahoma in Norman. Then they beat Maryland, and Maryland went to the Aloha Bowl. They were 3-0 going into the Pitt game, led Pitt 13-0 with 11 minutes to go, and then Pitt came from behind to win. Their only other loss was to Penn State, a team that will be playing for the national championship in 2 days. 24-0 was the final there. Then West Virginia won its last 4 to finish with a mark of 9 wins and 2 losses. And here come the Seminoles of Florida State. It's an easy trip for Florida State. Tallahassee is just 166 miles from Jacksonville. So most of the folks here tonight will be rooting for Florida State, which began its season with a victory over Cincinnati. They lost to Pitt. This was a team a lot of people thought would finish at about 500 this season, but as you can see, they reeled off 7 consecutive victories. At one point this season, they had a mark of 8-1, and it looked like they might be going to the Orange Bowl, but they lost to LSU in a game in which the Tigers wound up going to Miami. The Seminoles came here, and then they closed their season with a loss to Florida in the big intra-state rivalry, 13-10. Welcome to Jacksonville, everybody. I'm Al Michaels. This is by no means the most glamorous of the postseason bowl games. Neither team has a remote shot at a national championship, but we think it is one of the more interesting matchups because it is very hard to figure. These two teams have never met each other before, and it's a great contrast in style. As far as Florida State is concerned, they are offensively oriented. It is a team that not only scores a lot, piles up a lot of yardage, but they love the big play. Bobby Bowden, the head coach, freely admits we look for a touchdown on almost every play when most teams are just looking for first downs. Gadgets galore, reverses, fake reverses, double reverses, Statue of Liberty, handoff, throw back to the quarterback, you name it, it's in their playbook. West Virginia got here basically on the strength of its defense. 11th in the nation, also a great kicking game. Paul Woodside set an NCAA mark with 28 field goals this season. Offensively, can they score enough points to win? Let's find out from Lee Grosscup. 25 years ago, the All-American quarterback at Utah. Happy silver anniversary.
Thank you.
Can the Mountaineers score enough points to win this game?
Well, they have the man at quarterback to do it. Jeff Hostetler is a guy who stepped in this year for Oliver Luck. And he really took charge for them. Along the way, he managed to throw for about 10 touchdowns, over 1,800 yards. He ran 4 more in himself. And so he is going to be the guy who's going to be leading their offense. As you mentioned, defensively, they've been strong. They have a linebacker named Darryl Talley, who some of the pro scouts feel will go in the first round. Might be the first linebacker taken in the pro draft this year. He's out of the mold of Hugh Green and Lawrence Taylor, and he really plays wall-to-wall linebacker.
Well, Hostetler is the main man offensively for West Virginia. A completely different situation at Florida State. They're starting a quarterback who hasn't started the game since September.
Well, they really have a quarterback tandem. They have Blair Williams, who'll be starting tonight. Kelly Lowry is the other half of that tandem. And really, whoever has the hot hand tonight is going to be the quarterback who will take charge for them. Now, at tailback, it's well established. They have a tandem, as you mentioned earlier. Greg Allen is leading the country in scoring. He's a sophomore with really superstar potential. And Ricky Williams is the senior. He's more mature. He's more dependable. He's an inside-outside runner. They also use him on draws and misdirection plays.
The horse is Renegade, and there is the Florida State mascot planting the spear, as is customary before each Seminole game. At midfield, 80,000 looking on at the Gator Bowl. Florida State is a slight favorite. The Mountaineers and the Seminoles coming up from Jacksonville will have the kickoff right after this. Florida State will kick off. West Virginia winning the toss. They'll receive. Mike Rendina, who has kicked sparingly this season. He lost his job after an early season injury, gets to kick off in the Gator Bowl, and Willie Drury comes out from the 5, past the 20, and Drury still on his feet at the 29 and stopped at the 30-yard line. All right, Jeff Hostetler, who transferred from Penn State, sat out last year, had a fine season. Mickey Walzak, the fullback, he was the MVP in the Peach Bowl last year. Tom Gray is just a freshman. He starts at tailback. They have Wayne Brown starting at one wide receiver spot. The big play man, Rich Hollins, at the other. But Don Nealon, the West Virginia coach, said, I have 5 guys. You can put them into a dice cup and shake them all out. They're about even in ability at wide receiver. First down, West Virginia from the 30-yard line. On the first play from scrimmage, number 32, Tommy Gray, out for a gain of 2. Brian Joswiak is a sophomore. Scott Barrows is a sophomore, a young left side of the line. Then you've got senior Dave Johnson starting at center. Andre Gist had arthroscopic knee surgery in November. He's back. And Kurt Keel is perhaps their best offensive lineman, number 71. The tight end was Mark Rao. Last year, Rao a sensational season. This year, not as many catches, but still he's gotten the job done. On second down and 7, Hostetler rolling and throwing, and he finds the tight end, Rao, who takes it to the 49-yard line. Rao caught 32 this season. Last year, he caught 64. Basically, they've been double-teaming him a lot this year, but he gets open here.
Mark Rao, as you mentioned, now caught 61 during the regular season. Last year, he's running a simple out pattern here. Hostetler, after a little play action in the backfield, throws it out to him. The coverage there by Pat Milligan, number 19, and he spins away. He shows the extra effort and the good athletic ability that he has.
On first down from the 49-yard line, this is Gray, who takes it across the 50. Gray to the Florida State 48-yard line for a gain of 3. West Virginia with a very mediocre running game. Let's take a look at the defensive line with McLean. Carricker is the man to watch, 76. Ponder in the middle, Foytek and Jacks on the outside. Prince Matt and Ken Rowe are the linebackers. Clayton is probably the best of that foursome, number 24. Second down, 7. West Virginia at the Florida State 48-yard line. Walzak inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. It'll be third down and 3. West Virginia, a lot of problems offensively this season on the ground. None of their backs gained more than 350 yards all season. Now, when you put that into perspective, think about somebody like Herschel Walker, who's liable to pick up 350 yards in 2 weeks. None of the Mountaineer backs was able to eclipse that figure all year long. They're still trying to find a breakaway threat. They think Gray might be the guy. He's just a freshman. Third and a long 2. And it's Gray getting inside the 40, stutter stepping, moves to the outside at the 35 and gets to the 32-yard line where Harvey Clayton makes the tackle.
Good call. There you are.
They've been looking for that all year, that type of run.
That's the tailback that they've been looking for. Al Michaels just said it. And it's the simplest play out of the I formation, the tailback blast or isolation play. It's really like hunting and pecking. And Harvey Clayton, the cornerback for Florida State, comes up and ultimately makes the tackle on Gray near the sidelines.
So the Mountaineers on the move at the 32-yard line. With Brown going in motion, Hostetler on a straight drop, protection, hits Rao, he makes the second catch, and Rao gets to the 20 but fumbles the ball. And wait for the officials to call it. Obviously, Florida State thinks they have it, but it looks like the play was whistled dead. That will be the case. It was John McLean who came up with the football, but after the play had been whistled dead. So Rao with the catch and a first down at the 21.
Simple look-in pass to the tight end. Mark Rao, number 85, reaches up high to catch that ball. Now watch this. Here's the collision, and to me that looks like a fumble, Al. That, to me, does not look like he was down before he fumbled the ball. Pat Milligan, number 19, once again getting the hit that tore the ball loose.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. First big break of the game to West Virginia because they keep possession at the 21-yard line with Brown in motion again. It's the first man through, Walzak, who gets to the 19. We were talking about the lack of an explosive tailback. Also, West Virginia has a couple of guys who alternated fullback in Wolfley and Walzak, who are really more tailbacks than fullbacks, at least of that size and speed.
One more look. It looks to me like the ball leaves his hands before he hits the ground. Look at that right there. To me, that is clearly a fumble.
But it wasn't called, and it's second down and 8. Hostetler faking, throwing over the middle, too high. The one-hand attempt by Darrell Miller. Incomplete. Pat Milligan covering on the play. 3rd and 8 upcoming.
Pat Milligan's busy back there.
Hostetler at Penn State in 1980 lost his job to Todd Blackledge. Didn't want to sit on the bench. So he transferred to Morgantown. Sat out last season. He had to under the rules. And this year, he's done a great job for West Virginia. Just a junior, 1 more year remaining. Thinking about applying for a Rhodes Scholarship. 3rd down and 8. Hostetler throwing and incomplete at the 5-yard line, intended for Mark Rao. Rao had position but had to jump. Again, they were picking on Milligan, who had help from McCrary. So it's 4th down, and here's where the game could be won. Right now, take a look at the replay. With
Mark Rao, normally a tight end, is flexed out to the left this time. The ball is a catchable ball. However, bear in mind, it has been raining and is raining now. It is very slick down there, and it looks like the rain is going to continue throughout the evening. Last year, I remember listening to you and Ara Parzighian. You had fog here last year. You couldn't even see the field.
Best game nobody ever saw. Started to say this is where this game might be won tonight, the kicking game. West Virginia with a great kicking game. This is Woodside, but he has it blocked. And Florida State will come up with the football near midfield. So Woodside, who set an NCAA record with 28 field goals this season, he was 28 out of 31, has it blocked by Alfonso Carricker.
Alfonso Carricker, probably the busiest man along the defensive line for Florida State. A guy who made a lot of tackles and a lot of sacks throughout the year, a lot of big plays for them. Came to Florida State thinking he was going to be a tight end, had been a basketball player in high school, and now has become the best of their down linemen. Big play for Carricker.
And he's going to take that ball home with him. So the first big surprise of the night is Carricker blocks the field goal attempt by Woodside. 10:37 to go in the first with no score at the Gator Bowl. So a 15-yard personal foul penalty was tacked on to West Virginia. Florida State has completed a pass for a first down from the 35 to the 25. And it's 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line as Ken Burnett, the fullback, is stopped there. Darrell Talley making the tackle. Now, Blair Williams starts at quarterback. Kelly Lowry had been the starter for 9 games. Burnett, who carried the ball on the last play. You've got Ricky Williams, who'll be alternating with Greg Allen at tailback. Jesse Hester is very quick, just a sophomore. And on the other side is the freshman Hassan Jones. Second down, 10. Florida State at the West Virginia 25-yard line. Williams, who has a very strong arm, throwing over the middle. It's tipped and incomplete, intended for Tony Johnson through his hands. Hassan Jones was there backing up and nearly came up with a catch.
Hassan nearly got a touchdown in back of him there.
A gift.
Had he been about 3 yards closer to the football, he would have caught it.
The offensive line, Jim Thompson is a sophomore. This is a young line and not particularly big. Ricky Render, 6'4", 250. McCormick is 6'2" and 230 pounds. Jamie Dukes is big. He's 6'1" and 270. Out of the shotgun. Rolling to his left. And Williams out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Run out there by Reggie Armstead.
That is the first shotgun play of the year for Florida State. They put it in specifically for the Gator Bowl.
It is 4th down at the 23-yard line. So Rendina, who was hurt, lost his job to Phil Hall, comes in. He has attempted 2 field goals during the regular season, both long attempts. This one from the 30-yard line, so it's a 40-yard attempt, and it will be no good. Wide to the right and a little short, and so both teams attempt field goals, come up empty. And West Virginia will get it back. We played 5 minutes and 41 seconds in the Gator Bowl. No score.
I once rolled alive off a 100-foot waterfall, came up standing.
Bowden is the head coach at Florida State. His record reflected there. And prior to going to Tallahassee, Bowden coached at West Virginia. His opposite number, Don Nealon, in his 3rd year with the Mountaineers. Before that, he'd been an assistant at Michigan and the head coach at Bowling Green. This is Gray starting this series. And he is buried at the 22-yard line. A loss of 1. Ken Rowe, the linebacker, number 38, making the stop. Interesting, Florida State lost its last 2 games, Lee, and so Bobby Bowden has done some juggling and shifting. He changed his quarterback, and he also took his leading tackler out, Tommy Young, and made him second team.
Bobby said that Young had a tendency to be a fast starter and that he had faded at the end of last season and also this season. I think he just wants to fire him up. I think we're going to see Young playing tonight.
Second down and 10. Hostetler, incomplete, a catchable pass. Darrell Miller had it go through his hands on the near side at the 27, so it's 3rd down and 10.
Another ball that was catchable, but that shows it. The weather is definitely a factor tonight. It has been raining hard. I don't know. It seems to be following us around this year. A lot of multiple fronts. I'm telling you. Yesterday it was very good for practice. It was a beautiful day here in Florida.
Temperature in the 70s.
Yep.
Still raining. Not quite as hard as it was a few moments ago. On 3rd down and 10 from the 22. Rolling to the right is Hostetler. And his pass is incomplete out to the 34-yard line, intended for Gary Mullen.
Forget that one, though. You got to figure illegal procedure right there at the very beginning.
Flag down for 23. Man who looked like he was moving before the snap was Brad Foytik, number 98. And the march off here. Referee tonight is Robert Aye.
Offside. Offside. Defense.
So 3rd down and 5 for West Virginia at the 28-yard line. The extra defensive back comes in for Florida State. It's Gary Henry. And with Mullen in motion, Hostetler on a straight drop, gets protected and throws into traffic and incomplete at the 35. Mark Rao was sandwiched. The Mountaineer fans want an interference call and won't get it. Ken Rowe was the man who covered and hit him, and it's 4th down and 5.
Mark Rao, you pointed out during the year, was double covered a lot after the great season he had last year. Tonight, he has been the primary target on most of the Mountaineer passes. He had a great season last year, though. 61 during the regular season, and then 3 more in the Peach Bowl for a total of 64.
Superick has to short hop it, and the kick is partially blocked. He gets a somewhat decent bounce out of it, and it rolls out of bounds at the 38-yard line. David Ponder was the man responsible for making contact with a football. So interestingly, the one area in which West Virginia figured to have a huge advantage was the kicking game. They have had a field goal fully blocked and a punt partially blocked, and Florida State has good field position at the West Virginia 38-yard line. 8:16 remaining in the first period. Another look at the block.
David Ponder, number 85, the nose guard, coming in there and gets a great block.
They sent 4 men in. 8:16 to go. First quarter at Jacksonville. 0-0. Florida's largest city, Jacksonville. 80,000 looking on at the Gator Bowl. No score first period. And Florida State from the West Virginia 38. It's Greg Allen making the catch and getting to the 22 for a first down. Allen and Williams, the tailback tandem, throughout the season have been alternating. On that play, they were both in the backfield at the same time.
There it is. You see it perfectly right there. There's Williams on the left. Allen is on the right. They both run circle delays. There comes Allen down the field. As you pointed out in our pregame show, Al, he's a man who can hurt you a lot of different ways. A great all-purpose back. That time making a leaping catch coming out on the circle route.
Allen goes out. Burnett comes in at fullback, and on first down, lofted toward the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Hassan Jones. It was Steve Newberry, the cornerback, a junior from Peterstown, West Virginia, covering on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 23.
This is a pure timing pass to Hassan Jones, the wide receiver on the left. It's 1, 2, 3. Throw the ball up. It's a fade route. Steve Newberry, number 28, has perfect coverage right there, so it's really a toss-up in the end zone. No score.
Hester split wide to the left on 2nd down. Trying to set up the screen. He has nothing to his left, as Williams, and then he throws the ball into the ground, and there is no flag as yet. Blair Williams just trying to dump it, and West Virginia all over the officials contending it should be grounding, but there's no flag.
Well, they have reason to be on the officials for that one. To me, that was a purpose. He purposely throws this ball away. He doesn't even try to act this one out. Watch
now
it.
We have a flag that was just thrown.
Straight drop back action. It looks like he's setting up the double screen. Now he finds himself in a scramble situation. He's off to the right, and that, if I have ever seen it, Al, is intentional ground.
Well, I just mentioned there was a flag that was thrown fully 10 to 15 seconds after the play. Here's the call.
Ineligible, downfield, offense.
Interesting. It had nothing to do with grounding, but they're penalized anyway.
Well, that's an interesting, it's an obvious call, because usually in double screen situations where you wind up scrambling, you do have ineligible men downfield. Now, had the ball been thrown to a man behind the neutral zone, it would have been a legal play.
Ineligible receiver downfield. 3rd down, loss of down.
Loss of down.
It is 3rd down and 15. West Virginia with Campbell, O'Black, and Harris up front. Talley will be all over the place. He's the man to watch. 90 Folks is also a good one. And Agee will hit you, number 44 in the secondary. 3rd down, 15 from the 28-yard line, as Williams has Allen open, and he drops the ball. Greg Allen down the sideline had gotten open. Agee came over to cover on the play, and he couldn't hold on. So it's been a quarter of missed opportunities, very much for both squads.
Allen again, they've got that split back set up. Allen, instead of circling this time, runs a deep swing route coming out of the backfield, and momentarily he looks like he has a touchdown. Well, as the saying goes, he hit him in a bad place. Williams now 2 of 6 in the passing department for 24 yards. Here comes the field goal.
And the snap goes through the hands of the holder, Lowry. Lowry will throw, and that's incomplete. So the field is really taking its toll. Both teams' kicking games have been in tatters. This time the snap was high. Lowry couldn't get it down. It would have been a 45-yard field goal attempt. And instead, West Virginia gets it.
He tried to throw the ball to fullback Manny Caballo. That's a gadget play that was unrehearsed.
They still would have had to pick up a lot of ground to get the first. Here it is again.
Look at the snap. It's there, like you say, the field really showing it. The snap was a little high. Lowry misses it. Now watch this. You talk about improvisation. Manny Caballo, that's a catchable ball, too.
one advantage to having the holder play quarterback. In addition, Lowry
can always throw for you if he gets in trouble.
Used to throwing it from the 28-yard line on first down. It's Hostetler after faking twice, throwing, and it's intercepted at the 47-yard line by Brian McCrary. He's inside the 40 and dropped at the 33-yard line. Brian McCrary, a sophomore from Germantown, Tennessee, had 2 interceptions this season against South Carolina, had 4 in the regular season.
Play action fake right here. He fakes the misdirection play, rolls to his left. He's looking for Rao on a crossing pattern. Now McCrary, number 43, steps right in there, 5'11", 170. He's right where he should be. Makes a good little juke step there, goes to the outside, back to the inside. Finally knocked down right there by Wayne Brown, number 19.
First down for the Seminoles from the 33-yard line. On the delay, a play they love to use, that's Ricky Williams getting to the 29-yard line. Gains 4, second down and 6. There's McCrary, the man who made the interception, setting his teammates up in good shape, but neither team able to capitalize thus far with under 7 minutes to play in the first period and no score.
Florida State thus far having better field position. Usually you figure that West Virginia is the field position team. That's what they like to play. They stress defense and the kicking game, as you said at the top.
Second down and 6 from the 29-yard line. Out to the left side, and it's complete to Dennis McKinnon. McKinnon gets inside the 20, and that's a Seminole first down at the 19-yard line.
Dennis McKinnon, one of 5 wide receivers that they run in and out. They're really pretty much interchangeable. They bring the plays in from Coach Bobby Bowden along the sideline. There you see his numbers. Bowden, an old quarterback himself, playing at Sanford College. Ben Howard, I guess.
In Birmingham.
Back in the 50s.
And he eventually became the head coach there.
Yep.
First down from the 18-yard line. Williams, no gain or a minimal gain at best. It'll be second down, 10. Reggie Armstead came up to make the stop. Don Nealon and Bobby Bowden were pretty much in agreement that if it rained tonight, it would help West Virginia more than Florida State. What do you think, Lee?
I don't know that they were really in agreement on that. Bobby Bowden was the one that said it. He said the only weather that would help Florida State would be heat.
They don't have that tonight. Second down and 10. And the pass is juggled and then caught by Orson Mobley, the tight end, at the 13-yard line. He was hit by the linebacker, Dave Preston, and he gains about 5.
This is a good example of hand-eye coordination here because, first of all, there's a fake screen out to the right. Mobley misses the ball momentarily, but then, even though being hit, is able to come back and get the ball right there. Now, this guy is big. He's 6'6", 250 pounds. He's a baseball player. How do you find a uniform big enough to fit that guy?
Third down and 5 out of the shotgun. Williams scanning his receivers and throws for a first down to the 3-yard line. Florida State, as Lee mentioned, working out of the shotgun for the first time this year. Hassan Jones on the receiving end, first and goal.
Hassan Jones running a simple curl-in route right here behind the linebacker. This is a real bullet pass, and you talk about hitting on the top part of the numbers. That was right there. Dennis Folks, the inside linebacker, number 50, who along with Talley have formed a tremendous tandem of linebackers throughout the year for the Mountaineers.
First and goal. This is where they love to give the ball to Greg Allen. They pitch it to him. He's looking for the end zone, but he doesn't quite get there. He gets to the 1. He is stopped by Anthony Daniels at second down and 1 with 4.5 minutes to go in the period.
You're exactly right. That's what he likes to do, get the ball to Allen. And that is his favorite play, is the power pitch. He says that he likes to go wide and then look for the seam or the crease, and he is a cutback runner. That is where he has been most effective and gotten most of nearly 800 yards during the year.
21 touchdowns for Allen, including 20 on the ground. So from inside the 1, they pitch it to him. He goes to the left side, and he cannot spring loose. He is bunched up at the 2. Steve Hathaway was the man who got there first.
the way, the counterpart of Darryl Talley. He doesn't get the pub like Talley, but this guy has been busy. Watch this, how he hangs on right there. Even though Greg Allen is battling, he holds on. Tim Agee comes up and puts on the finishing touches. Agee, as you mentioned, is a guy who will hit you. He's one of the most aggressive players on their team.
One of the Mountaineers is shaken up, so Williams comes over to the sideline. The man who's injured is Todd Campbell. No score, first period. Assistants, Todd Campbell, defensive lineman, senior out of New Kensington, Pennsylvania. That would be a very big loss if he's unable to come back tonight. Rich Walters comes in to replace him, as Florida State comes up with a 3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line. First quarter, no score. Johnson is in motion. Williams to throw off the play fake, and it is batted away on a pass intended for Moad. Batted away in the corner of the end zone. I believe it was Newberry who went into the fence, number 28. The fence very, very close to the back of the end zone. Newberry made a tremendous play to save the touchdown, and he gets up and he's all right. He just saved 6.
Steve Newberry really puts his body on the line here. Play action fake. Mo at the tight end on a crossing pattern, appears open there momentarily. Great effort.
Philip Hall is back in to do the kicking after Rendina had attempted 2, and Hall kicks it through. So they settle for 3, getting the field goal. It was spotted at the 10. A 20-yard attempt is good. And with 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first period, Florida State is on top by a score of 3-0. So the kicking game has indeed made the difference to this point, but it's been just the opposite of what you might expect.
Everything is pretty much opposite of what was forecast. Florida State, the team who's being the field position team, and they're now ahead with the kicking game.
3-0 on the field goal by Hall. Well, we don't have to tell you, in 48 hours, New Year's night, the Sugar Bowl, Georgia ranked number 1. Penn State ranked number 2. 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, 5 o'clock on the coast. National championship at stake. Herschel Walker and company. Joe Paterno looking for his first national championship. New Year's night on ABC, the Sugar Bowl.
Let the big dog eat.
Here's Rendina to kick off after Hall had kicked the field goal. Gary Mullen takes it from the 1 to the 10, 15, 20. Mullen with some room down the side and gets out to close to the 35-yard line. Brian McCrary making the stop. Mountaineers will take over at the 33-yard line. Seems like half the state of West Virginia is down here. They brought about 16,000 folks with them.
They've been making some noise in our hotel, I'll tell you that.
All over town. Enjoying themselves. It's the first time in the 90-year history of Mountaineer football that the team has gone to back-to-back bowl games. Last year, they went to the Peach Bowl and upset Florida. Wolfley and Beck are the running backs in this set, and Wolfley gets the call. He takes it to the 37. Ron Wolfley is a sophomore from Orchard Park, New York. His brother Craig is an offensive tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Craig played at Syracuse.
We attended the Gator Bowl banquet last night, and as you mentioned, these teams have never played before. But based on what we saw last night, I have the feeling that this might be the beginning of a very intense rivalry between the two schools.
Well, word has it they're trying to wind up on each other's schedules in the near future. Yep. Nothing official yet. 2nd down and 5 from the 38-yard line, and it's Wolfley. Moving forward out to the 46, John McLean making the stop. 2:40 to go in the first quarter.
Wolfley, a sophomore, 215. You mentioned this. Their backfield, by comparison with, say, a Florida State or some of the really publicized backs in the country, pretty much nondescript. But they have about 5 backs who are pretty much interchangeable and good nuts and bolts runners.
Don Nealon, 3rd year at Morgantown. His team with a first down, 46-yard line, and again through the middle it is Wolfley. Turning for 4. This is an important part, obviously, of West Virginia's attack tonight, especially on this type of field. They've got to be able to churn up some yardage. pick up some ground on the ground.
They want to establish the run. As I mentioned, Don Nehlen's priorities basically are the kicking game. That sets the tempo. Defense, the running game, and the passing game less with an accent on high percentage passes.
Second down, 6 from the 50. The tailback, Curlin Beck, gets a yard, maybe 2. Beck was the only back for the Mountaineers this season to rush for over 100 yards in one game. He went for 102 against East Carolina. It's 3rd down and 5 from just inside the 49-yard line.
Hostetler's favorite target so far in these passing situations has been his tight end, Mark Rao. Let's see if he goes upstairs again.
Hostetler has attempted 6 passes, and in 4 instances he's been looking for Rao. West Virginia has just taken a timeout with the 3rd down and 5 coming up from the 49-yard line. 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Bobby Bowden, Don Nehlen, both former quarterbacks. Now, Don Nehlen was a split T quarterback at Bowling Green. His senior year of football was the same as mine, 1958. He has been very influenced through the years by Bo Schembechler. Bo was the line coach at Bowling Green back in 1956. Later, he worked under Bo at Michigan, and his philosophy is very much like that of Bo Schembechler.
Nehlen was the head coach at Bowling Green for 9 years. Don was telling us yesterday, he said, you know, I had a lot of success up there, but every New Year's Day, I'd sit at home and I'd watch all of the big bowls on television. And finally I said, hey, look, somewhere down the line, I've got to look for a major college job. So he went with Schembechler as an assistant, then got the chance to go to West Virginia. Well, he's not quite to New Year's Day yet, but he's close.
Of course, this year, Bowling Green went to the California Bowl.
That's right, at Fresno. And Bobby Bowden, who took his team to the Orange Bowl in both 1980 and 81. 3rd down, 5. West Virginia from the 49-yard line. Hostetler slipping as he begins the roll, but looking for the first down and getting it, and he gets crushed at the 40-yard line, but he's picked up the first. Rowe and McLean made the stop, and Hostetler, as Lee mentioned, can run.
That's why they're very excited about this young man, Jeff Hostetler. He's 6'3", 212 pounds. He has 4.7 speed in the 40-yard dash, which is certainly more than adequate. He works out. He bench presses about 380 pounds, so he's big, he's strong, he's quick, he's pretty mobile. He can throw on the move if he has to. He really has shown that he can pretty much do all the things that a quarterback has to do, along with coming up with the big plays.
On first down from the 39-yard line, it's Beck through the middle. He gets to the 35. You saw the figures for the quarterback Hostetler rushing in his average of just 1.2, but oftentimes those numbers can be very deceiving because they include the times you're sacked.
The numbers are misleading because of the sacks. Actually, if you took those sacks away, he would have a very respectable rushing average. He had 4 touchdowns on the year, and his longest run for a touchdown was 24 yards, which is pretty good.
The clock is running with 10 seconds to play in the period. It is 2nd down and 5 from the 35. And they do get the play off before time expires, and Beck gets nowhere. Half a yard, maybe 1. Gets to the 34. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Young and Ponder in on the stop. And time has run out. According to the scoreboard clock, it has run out. The referee signaled that the ball was ready for play, and then all of a sudden the clock operator said, hold it. And he does. So the first period is gone. We played 15 in Jacksonville before 80,000 at the Gator Bowl. Florida State 3 and West Virginia nothing. West Virginia nothing at the Gator Bowl. Al Michaels with Lee Groscup as we start the second quarter. West Virginia 3rd down and 6 at the Florida State 35-yard line. The freshman Gray takes the ball to the 32. Ken Rowe, the linebacker, number 38, making the tackle. So it will be 4th down and 3. Now here's a situation where oftentimes you would see Woodside, their field goal kicker, coming in for sure, even though it would be a 49-yard attempt. The field is wet, and after some hesitation, they will still apparently send in the field goal unit. No, they're going to go with a punting unit. It's Superick instead. So again, here's where the field is playing a part in tonight's game. Instead of going for the field goal perhaps on a dry surface, they'll try to pin him deep with a punt. Florida State, meanwhile, does not send anybody back deep. And in fact, they take a timeout. Apparently, they did not have the right amount of people on the field. The only reason I can think of in a situation like this to take a timeout. And meanwhile, with Florida State taking the timeout, Nealon has just changed his mind, and Woodside comes in to attempt the field goal.
This has been a strange night.
Oh, very.
Oh, boy.
The longest field goal this season for Woodside was a 45-yarder against Syracuse. He was 5 of 8, as you can see, from 40 and beyond. NCAA record, 28 field goals in 31 attempts. Some of you saw that Pitt game in October. He just missed on a 52-yarder at the end that would have tied the game. They'll spot it at the 38. So it's a 48-yard attempt. AG spots it down, and the kick is long enough, and it is good.
It's there. Got legs. Oh, boy.
So go figure that. West Virginia sends in the punting unit. Florida State takes a timeout. Nealon says, no, I'll go for 3 instead, and he cashes in.
Reverse strategy. This is perfect form right here. You see that he really gets the leg into it. The timing is there. The hold is down. The laces toward the goalpost, and he roots it right up to the chute.
14-14 to go in the half. Tied 3-3. Who just kicked that field goal twice this season. He's kicked 4 in a game. 4 times he's kicked either 2 or 3 in a game, putting it in the air here. It's Billy Allen from the 5 to the 10, 15. Allen cutting back out to the 25 and trying to turn the corner. Allen gets to the 40. He's into West Virginia territory. He gets by Woodside, and Allen goes all the way. Billy Allen for the touchdown. Who is the oldest player on the team. He was in the Air Force, then went to school. Back to receive at the 5-yard line, takes it 95, and Florida State leads it 9-3.
This is a planned play. Remember, this is return middle. Now what Allen does right there is make a cut to his right. Now watch this. He cuts back to the outside. He's a big guy, 6 foot, 202 pounds from Cleveland, Ohio, just a sophomore. As Al told you in the Air Force, 95 yards on that return.
And the kick by Hall is good with 13:54 to go in the first half. So there he is, Billy Allen, just a sophomore from Cleveland, Ohio. He's 24 years old. Returned to kickoff last year, 97 yards against LSU.
Look at this, you see him. He's to the left side of the field. He comes straight up, and now here's the big move right here, the cut. He gets away from Newberry, number 28. There's the foot race right there, and you can see who's winning it. The last man, the kicker, has a shot at him. He passes him by. He passes by number 59, Scott Dixon, and then it's a foot race into the end zone for that 95-yard return. Is that a Gator Bowl record? We better get into the book.
10-3, Florida State on top. Early in the second quarter, it is indeed a Gator Bowl record. Longest run back. So Billy Allen, who is no relation to Greg, gives Florida State the lead by 7. Allen played service ball in Europe. He was in the Air Force, and it was there. Bobby Bowden was speaking at a clinic in 1980 when Allen caught his eye. The kick in the direction of Drury goes out of bounds, so they'll do it again. Will Rendina from the 35-yard line. So it's been Rendina and Hall alternating as the place kickers. Rendina was highly recruited. Kicked last year for Florida State, but he was hurt, had a hip injury. They had to go to a walk-on. Hall Hall didn't relinquish his job until tonight when Rendina came in for a couple of kicks, and then they finally went back with Hall. Now they're going to let Rendina kick off.
The previous record for longest kickoff return was held by Billy Hare of Clemson against Miami. That goes back to January 1st, 1952. That was 70 yards.
Long time for that type of a mark to stand. 30 years. So from the 35-yard line, Rendina kicking down to Drury at the 9, out to the 20, and tripped up at the 27-yard line. Tim Mack making the stop. Still raining here in Jacksonville, and Ann Simon is working the sidelines tonight. Ann, what are the conditions down there right now?
Well, look at my outfit. You can see from this. Normally I work the sidelines in my yellow ABC jacket. Tonight I have to do it in my orange ABC poncho. So you can see it's raining cats and dogs today. And the water on the sidelines is at least an inch deep in places, sometimes 2 and 3 inches. It's tough out here, but the field is slick. But we're having a good time. Back up to you, Al.
All right, we'll try to stay dry anyway. Forecast said intermittent showers. It's been rather steady to this point. From the 28-yard line, first man through is Walzak, the fullback, and Walzak takes it all the way out to the 40-yard line on the first down as he picks up about 13.
Walzak had good daylight there, but there again, the lack of a breakaway threat is one of the things that the Mountaineers have missed. You touched on it earlier. They have a lot of running backs who are good, tough, durable runners, but no real breakaway threat, no game breaker.
West Virginia first and 10 from the 41-yard line. Florida State leading 10-3 early in the second quarter. Hostetler handing it off to Walzak. Gets a couple. It'll be second down, 8. Coming up at halftime, our Fireman's Fund flashback, a look at Bear Bryant's retirement. Ann Simon was in Memphis last night, interviewed Coach Bryant as he wrapped up his career with a victory over Illinois in the Liberty Bowl, win number 323. We'll feature it at halftime. Bobby Bowden well behind the Bear, but a pretty good mark on his own. He's won 131 in his career. Watching his team on defense, second down and 7. From the 44, they pitch it to Gray. The freshman looks for some room inside and finds nothing at all. Alfonso Carricker was the first man with contact. It'll be third down and 7 at the 44.
Again, we come up to an obvious third and passing situation. And so far tonight, Jeff Hostetler has been looking consistently toward his tight end, Mark Rao. His big play man, of course, during the year has been his wide receiver, number 88, Rich Hollins, who has better than 27 yards per catch.
Third down, a long 6, closer to 7 from the 44-yard line as Hostetler drops back, steps up, looking for the first down, picks it up, and with a nice move, gets all the way to the Seminole 42-yard line where he is stopped by Harvey Clayton.
This is what Hostetler does so well. Now watch this. He shows a little escape dimension right here. And now he sees that he can pick up the first down yardage with a good cut. He cuts back across the grain. That is what we call north and south running. There was nothing east and west about that move. He simply saw that he had a certain number of yards to get for the first down. He went for it, protected himself. There it is. That kind of reflects it right there. 2 rushes, 24 yards.
Were it not for the strong arm, he might be the best tailback they have on the squad. What was it Don Nealon told us yesterday? He said his fastest back would be Talley if Talley were a tailback. That is how quick he is at linebacker. And why the pro scouts are drooling over him.
He has 4.5 speed, 4.55, and he weighs 225 pounds. He's really out of the mold, as I said at the very top of the show, kind of another Hugh Green, Lawrence Taylor type player. And the NFL scouts think that he might be the very first linebacker that is taken this year in the pro draft.
And yet tonight, Florida State has basically been running away from him.
Yep.
He has not been in on the action. From the 42-yard line on first down, it is Mickey Walzak getting 2. David Ponder in the middle, number 85, making the stop. It'll be 2nd down and 8 at the 40. 11:09 to go in the half.
Excuse me. Ponder is a guy who is really playing out of position. He wound up at that nose guard position when someone was hurt earlier in the year, and he has just stayed there. But basically, they had thought of him more as a tackle. But he's a good athlete, 6'3", 250 pounds, a junior, and he's been busy tonight.
He's picked up 50 pounds since his freshman year. 2nd down and 10. Seminoles nearly jump offside, but get back in time. And it's Walzak for a yard or so. Nothing special, just moving through the middle. And it's 3rd down and 7.
But this is the kind of drive that the Mountaineers want to establish. We talked to Don Nealon yesterday, and we asked him, what's the key? What's the key to stopping Florida State? He said, we've got to keep Florida State's offense on the bench. And those are the stats. Those are the kind of numbers he likes. He would like to control the football on the ground. And when he does pass, he would like to come out of play action and throw the high percentage passes first. If you're going to throw deep, throw that later.
On 3rd down and 7, Hollins is split to the left and Brown to the right. And we have a flag before the snap.
Usually means too much time.
Clock is down to 0. The 30-second clock, and that is indeed the call. So the delay costs them 5, moves them back to the 44-yard line after they march it off, and it will be 3rd down and 12. Florida State leading it 10-3.
Delay, 25-second count. Offense.
I think I said 30 seconds earlier. NFL 30 seconds. In college you get 25.
Well, you better make up your mind a little faster.
Yep.
Well, he's going to be a possible Rhodes Scholar. He can do it.
That's right.
And he's off.
3rd down and 12 from the 44-yard line. After 2 fakes, it's Hostetler rolling and throwing again for Rao and incomplete. Hostetler took a shot but gets helped up. Ran that play before without much success. Taking the misdirection. Wojtek was the man who nailed him. And now they're out of field goal range on 4th down. Hostetler is just 2 out of 8 thus far for 28 yards. So Nealon has been able to establish that ground game that he wanted. A tremendous difference in rushing yardage. But Hostetler doing nothing through the air, and the kicking game has not done its job in particularly stellar fashion.
Pretty nondescript. Yep.
Super X kick. That one was nearly blocked, but he gets it away. And it's fielded at the 12-yard line by Cedric Jones. Down at the 13. We also have a penalty flag down. Marker down at the 45-yard line. Tommy Young came flying in that time. Young nearly blocking the kick, and it could very well be running into the kicker. So that could change the complexion. Florida State is indicating we'll have an offside call.
Offside. Defense. Decline.
Okay. No running into the kicker. 36-yard punt. It stands. It's declined. Have another look now.
Let's watch Tommy Young running through here. He's coming right up the chute, and he nearly blocks that ball. If he had been a little bit more to his left, he would have been there.
9:13 to go in the first half. Seminoles leading 10-3 with 9:13 to go in the first half. And on first down from the 13-yard line through the middle, Ricky Williams, number 44. Gain of about 3. Bobby Bowden likes to replace whole units, and he has done so here. He has taken out what would normally be his first unit offensive line and replaced the 5 men up front, the 5 interior linemen, with a second unit.
The entire offensive line comes out. They have young offensive linemen for the most part.
2nd down, 7 from the 16. Short drop by Williams. Throws to Johnson, who makes the catch at the 21-yard line. Shy of a first down by 2. And a marker is down at the 18-yard line. Got a holding call against Florida State. So the options are being discussed. The pass gained about 4 yards. So West Virginia's option is, do you want Florida State to have it 3rd down and 3, or 2nd down, and it would depend where it is marched off from. It would be 2nd down and about 14. They're going to take the penalty.
Yeah, I like that 2nd and 14 sound a little better.
Yep, a whole lot better. Move it back to the 9, and that's what it'll be. It'll be about 2nd down and 14 from the 9-yard line.
Holding.
However, that is not something that scares the Seminoles. They are a team who will put the ball up from most any place on the field. They believe very strongly in their passing game, and they don't look at it as something that is dangerous. They feel that they can control the football with high percentage passes, or they'll stretch it vertically and go for the whole load.
2nd down, 14 from the 9. Dropping back into his end zone is Williams, and throws out to the 15-yard line to Mobley, and Mobley is run out of bounds at about the 21. Dennis Folks covering on the play. They did not pick up the 1st down, but he's only about 2 yards shy.
Orson Mobley and Zeke Moat, the 2 tight ends, run plays in and out along with the wide receivers. They really have about 7 guys that they will scatter the ball around to among the immediate receivers, and then they also throw to their backs.
3rd down and a short 2. They come up in the power I and run a play out of this formation for the first time in the game, and they will throw, and it's incomplete at the 26-yard line, intended for Cedric Jones. So they came up in a formation in which you normally run and run to the strong side, and instead they roll to the weak side, and Jones can't hold on.
That's a very catchable ball, but frankly, Williams should have thrown that ball with a little bit more touch. He had his man out in the flat, clearly ahead of the linebacker or cornerback, and all he had to do was lob it out there, really. He drilled it when he should have touched it.
Brian Harlow is a freshman from Brandon, Florida. His first punt of the night. It is a wobbly kick that will bounce near midfield. It takes a good Florida State bounce and then just dies on the wet grass at the 39-yard line. So near midfield, it will be the Mountaineers with the ball. A 40-yard kick, not very artistic, but a decent kick distance-wise. 7:56 to go, 2nd period. Seminoles lead 10-3.
39 yards.
On network television. How about that?
Oh my God.
Little nourishment on the sideline.
Well, nutrition is important. Yeah.
They've had a little bit more to cheer about tonight than their counterparts, as Florida State leads at 10-3, about halfway through the 2nd quarter. West Virginia starts this drive from the 39-yard line. 1st and 10. A fumble by Wolfley, and it looks like Hostetler was able to recover. He did. So he didn't leave the scene, and it was fortunate for West Virginia. Loss of 3.
However, that wastes a down, and now they come up in an obvious pass situation, and this is a very important time for them right now. They're trailing 10-3 in the football game, and they want to get something established. They really haven't had a drive with any great continuity as yet.
2nd down, call it 12 from the 37. Fake the draw. Good protection, then it's deflected and intercepted at the 50-yard line. Juggled by McCrary, and he comes down with the ball, and that's his 2nd interception tonight. Brian McCrary on a pass intended for Gary Mullen. So McCrary, who picked off 4 in Florida State's 11 games during the regular season, has a pair in the first half.
He fakes the sprint draw. Hostetler sets up behind his tackle. Now what happens is his receiver falls down right there. However, he threw the ball, he forced it right into zone coverage, and Brian McCrary, number 43, is there to pick off his 2nd ball of the night.
And Hostetler is just 2 out of 9 in an inauspicious first half with 2 intercepted. First down, set up the screen at the 49-yard line, and it's dropped by Allen. He would have been buried anyway. Fortuitous situation, I think, for Florida State in that he had nobody out there to protect them. Here's Talley now. We have him isolated, number 90.
Darryl Talley, who we've talked about throughout the telecast, this is the first chance to look at him really up close. You see the quickness and his ability to lose blockers. And once again, his numbers, he's 6'4", 225, and he has 4.55 speed in the 40-yard dash.
Out of the shotgun on 2nd down and 10. Williams looking right, left, and then throwing over the middle and incomplete. And knocked down at the 42-yard line. It was Talley covering Allen on the play.
We asked Darryl Talley yesterday what he likes best about playing football. He said simply, contact. The man will hit you. There he is right there. Takes the little bump right there and then goes for the football.
They like to move him around on defense.
Yeah, they move him around. It's a lot like Hugh Green, Lawrence Taylor, Billy Ray Smith at Arkansas is another example.
Shotgun again. 3rd down and 10, and that one is knocked down by Talley. So after a relatively quiet first quarter, and we've mentioned they've been running away from him a lot, all of a sudden he figures in 3 successive plays.
After being shut out 3 times in a row, we see Darryl Talley. Tally-ho!
As they like to say in West Virginia.
That's what they do. He says that the fans really get pumped up. They say tally-ho, and they really root for this big guy. And I think he's got a bright future in the National Football League.
Harlow's 2nd punt. This one is a spinner that hits a Florida State man who made contact with it at the 12-yard line and bounces into the end zone for a touchback. So it will come out to the 20-yard line. It will be a first down there with 6:41 to go in the first half. 10-3. The Seminoles on top. Rained off and on all day. Right now, it has lightened up, though, considerably. Just a sprinkle. As the Mountaineers start from the 20-yard line. They're down by 7. 6:41 to go in the half. Hostetler has been very cold. He throws complete to Gray, but for a loss of 2. Now Hostetler completed his first 2 passes. Then he missed with his next 7. He threw 5 incompletions and 2 interceptions. And here he finally gets a completion, but for a loss of 2 yards.
Used to call that one a confidence builder.
Yeah.
I used the old shovel pass, you know, at the University of Utah, and every time my average would start to go down and I wanted a completion, I'd throw that little shovel pass. It does pump you up to know that you can still complete one.
2nd down. 12 from the 18-yard line. Fake the sprint draw. Hostetler, good mobility, has Gray, and Gray looking for the first down, gets it out past the 30-yard line.
He might have it.
Yep, French Mack.
Might have it.
The linebacker, number 48, made the stop. So 2 straight to Gray, and this one should net the first.
Hostetler, he fakes the sprint draw. He's looking left first. Now he makes a little move to the right. Tommy Gray, the tailback, makes a good move right there, and another good move right there, a little limp leg, and then he dives forward for what appears to be the first down yardage. Yes, it is.
And is 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock running with 5:25 to go in the half. Florida State leading West Virginia 10-3. 1st and 10 from the 31. Rouse sets up on the left side. They give it to Gray through the middle. Out to the 36-yard line, a gain of 5 for the freshman from Somerville, New Jersey. Gray made his first start about mid-season against Boston College, after they've been going for the most part with Curlin Beck at tailback. Beck has played sparingly tonight. As you can see right there, West Virginia with double the Florida State total in terms of yardage, but down by a touchdown. On 2nd and 5, through the middle, Wolfley, the fullback, and he looks to have a first down at the 42-yard line. They'll line it up and check it out.
Turnovers have hurt the Mountaineers, along with big defensive plays by Florida State. Pretty much the reversal of what we thought would happen.
It is a first down. The chain gang is coming out, and the official now signaling, no, I can see it myself. So he sends the guys back. And it's 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line.
Important drive once again right now for the Mountaineers, because they would like to put something on the board before halftime as the clock ticks down.
With Wayne Brown in motion, Hostetler goes to the tight end, Rao, who gets into Florida State territory. He is knocked down at the 48-yard line, and he is close to a first down. It's about a 10-yard gain. Milligan 19 and Matt 48 making the tackle. They spotted at the 49. He is shy by 1, 2nd and 1.
Mark Rao, his numbers for this season, but he is the career reception leader for them with 119 career catches coming into tonight's game. Good for a tight end.
On 2nd and 1, it is Gray trying to get that yard. Stopped near the 48-yard line by Foytik and Rowe, and the clock still running down to 3:18 to go in the period. The timeout is taken here by West Virginia. It'll be 3rd down and 1 upcoming at the 49-yard line. So the Mountaineers, for the most part, have done pretty much what Neyland wanted. He wanted to establish the running game. They played very well on defense. Let's face it, the difference in the game right now is the run back by Allen. So it was a special teams breakdown, and yet his team trails by 7 points.
Special teams and the turnover factor really have made the difference thus far, but in terms of the running game, they have dominated.
Sugar Bowl coming up. Georgia ranked number 1 in just about every poll, and Penn State ranked number 2 in just about every poll. Todd Blackledge, Kurt Warner and company against Herschel Walker. Vince Dooley, no stranger to a national championship, against Joe Paterno, who has never won a national championship. In the Sugar Bowl, beginning at 8 Eastern time, Saturday night.
All the elements. The pot is boiling.
What do you like in that game?
That might be the definitive tailback matchup right now in the history of NCAA football. I don't know that I can ever think of a better one.
Who do you like in that game?
Penn State.
Here it's 3rd down and 1 for the Mountaineers at the 48-yard line. And they give it to Wolfley, who picks up the first down as he gets to the 44-yard line. Neyland now sending in the play with Rich Hollins, the wide receiver, number 88. Miller goes out. Ball is at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 Mountaineers. Hollins split left. Brown spread to the right. Under 3 minutes to go in the half. Hostetler dropping deep. They try to set up the screen, and it is incomplete. The screen to Gray. Gray is shaken up. He was blasted by John McLean, number 86, a junior from Sebring, Florida. This is what you call reading the play.
Reading the screen is exactly right. Now, Hostetler does a good job of setting this up. He looks to his right. McLean is right there to stick Gray. That's how do you do right there.
And Gray is down. The freshman, Tom Gray, taking a lick. Curlin Beck comes in to spell him. Not serious, obviously, as Gray, just shaken up for the moment, trots off. But Beck will spell him on the next play with 2:47 to go in the half. West Virginia has just 1 timeout remaining. 2nd down 10.
Hostetler is really going to have to throw on most every play now. He might mix in a draw or a screen.
Brown is in motion. Hostetler again looking for Rao, and he's covered. It's incomplete. McCrary, who has intercepted 2 tonight, covering Rao. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Well, we haven't seen him go to their big play man, Hollins, as yet. However, this is really a possession pass situation. You're looking now more for the curl in or the sideline to keep the drive going.
Hollins isn't even in at the moment. They have Brown split to the right, and Drury is in, the other wide out, bottom of the screen, number 48. 3rd and 10 from the 44-yard line. Hostetler gets pressure as he throws, looks for Brown, and a flag is thrown, 2 in fact, for interference. Harvey Clayton, number 24, the defensive back, and there was no doubt in the officials' minds as flags were thrown from both angles. Great
drop back action. He's looking for his wide receiver on the right. Brown is right there. Now there is the premature contact by number 24, Harvey Clayton. No argument about that one. There have been so many questionable interference calls in NCAA football in 1982. That one was not among them.
From the 22-yard line on first down, Gray is back in, and he works his way just inside the 20 to the 19 with 2:28, 2:27, and counting down. McCrary making the stop along with Rowe. And it will be second down, about 7. Florida State on top, 10-3. Difference in the game, a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Billy Allen. On 2nd and 7 from the 19. On the delay, they give it to Gray, and that doesn't fool very many people as Foytek, number 98, makes the initial hit, a gain of about 2. It'll be 3rd down and 5, and we have 1:50 to go in the half. Again, the Mountaineers have 1 timeout left. Beck comes in at tailback. Gray going out now. 3rd down, we'll call it 6.
3rd and 6, you got to be thinking pass. Maybe a rollout where Hostetler could utilize his good running ability, or the sideline.
Going straight back, under pressure as he throws, and incomplete, intended for Rao and well overthrown. So the drive began very nicely, but Jacks, number 84, puts the pressure on. Garth Jacks, number 84.
That pressure right there is what forces Hostetler to throw the ball high, but really he had enough time to get the ball to his tight end Mark Rao, who was on a crossing pattern from left to right and was open. Again, we said earlier, sometimes you touch it, sometimes you drill it. That time he should have touched it.
Woodside to attempt a 34-yard field goal. Spotted at the 24. Snap good, hold good, and the kick is good. So Paul Woodside, who kicked 28 to set an NCAA mark during the regular season in the 11 games, has kicked 2 tonight. He's had 1 block. He kicked 2 or more field goals in 10 of the 11 games that West Virginia played. The only game in which he did not kick a field goal was obviously the loss of Penn State, a game in which the Mountaineers were beaten by a score of 24-0. But a game that was closer than that would indicate, and as much as West Virginia picked up more than 400 yards offensively that day, but mistakes killed them. Mistakes have been hurting them tonight, too, to this point, because they have basically been dominating the game from an offensive standpoint if they're down by 4, 10, 6.
They're doing the things that they really like to do. They're controlling the ball on the ground, and in the last 2 drives, Hostetler has started to complete some of his high percentage passes.
Woodside to kick off. And Billy Allen will be the man in the middle. Allen running back Woodside's last kickoff, 95 yards. Allen, number 31. He's flanked by Cedric Jones on the near side, and they want nothing to do with Allen here. Covering up the ball at the 26-yard line is Jeff Bowden. That's Bobby's son, number 88, who plays on the special teams for Florida State.
Bobby's got a few kids, doesn't he?
He's got, I believe, 6 children.
6, yeah.
And Mountaineer influence there, too. Bobby, the head coach at West Virginia between 70 and 75. I believe 3 or 4 of his children graduated or are going to school at West Virginia. 1st and 10, Florida State. And a double reverse as Hassan Jones will throw off the double reverse, and it is incomplete. Tony Johnson, the intended receiver. So some trickery and deceit, but it got him nowhere.
You said it at the very top. This is a team, they call it a smorgasbord offense because they'll show you a little bit of everything. Gadget play, pitch out, reverse, now the reverse pass. Hassan Jones, number 3, looking for Johnson. Tony Johnson, number 82, who's probably been the most dependable receiver for the Noles this season.
It'll be 2nd down. 10 from the 26-yard line. Florida State has 2 timeouts remaining. Dave O'Black was shaken up on that last play. Defensive lineman.
He's a good one, too. He's the nose guard who played so effectively in the ball game you and I looked at on videotape earlier in the year against Pittsburgh. He was very good.
Ernie Anderson comes in to replace him on 2nd down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Pitch it to Greg Allen, who gets out past the 35, the 40, and all the way to the 43-yard line goes the sophomore, where Folks and Hathaway converge on the tackle, and the clock momentarily stopped on the 1st down with 55 seconds to play in the half.
Surprise play, but a good gainer by Greg Allen. We talked about it earlier. That's his favorite play. It's the definitive play out of the I formation along with the blast, power pitch, or student body right. We've seen USC run it a million times, and he just finds that seam and goes for it.
On 1st down, Williams off the fake, throwing and incomplete, intended for Tony Johnson. Johnson looked like Tony kept his eye on it to the last moment, but the ball just seemed to float as it reached his hands, and he couldn't hold on with 38 seconds to go in the half.
Well, once again, the footing and the slippery ball has been a factor tonight. Now watch it as he goes up here. His footing does not seem particularly secure, and there, as the ball makes contact with his hands, he is not able to hold on. Tim Agee, of course, is an intimidating factor there in the secondary for the Mountaineers. He has been all year.
Just a tiny bit of mistiming, too. It looked like he jumped just a split second too soon. Allen inside the 30. The 25 gets to the 20, or gets to the 42-yard line. So Allen finding room over the left side, getting into West Virginia territory. 30 seconds remaining in the 1st half. The clock momentarily stopped now for the 1st down, and they will stop it with a timeout to discuss what they want to do in the ensuing half minute.
Greg Allen, as we talked about, is a sophomore with superstar potential. Now, he burst on the scene last season as a freshman, and in a game against West Carolina, he rushed for over 300 yards. He set an individual game record for a freshman, and in that game he got over 400 all-purpose yards, which was another mark for a freshman. So he really came on strong in his freshman year. 322 yards rushing and a total of 417 yards all-purpose in that particular contest.
That was coming after a very impressive starting debut against LSU.
Yep.
Prior to that, in which he had gained more than 200 on the ground. So they're talking about Allen in terms of pumping him up for All-America maybe next year as a junior, and thinking ahead, if he has a good year next year, they'll start pumping him for the Heisman.
Yep.
Rain has just about stopped, but the rain gear still protecting the equipment and the anatomies of most of the 80,000 here.
30 seconds left. They got to put it up. They're in the gun.
From the 43-yard line, Williams escaping from the pressure and then throwing into a lot of traffic and incomplete at the 25-yard line. Intended for Hassan Jones, and a penalty flag is down. Anthony Daniels covering on the play, and let's see about the call. Obviously interference. Is it offense or defense? Against the Mountaineers. That'll move it to the 28.
Pass interference, defense, first down.
Anthony Daniels hitting him. And Florida State is at the 28 with 23 seconds remaining in the half. Again from the shotgun. Williams looking for McKinnon, who leaps and makes the catch for a touchdown. What a play. Blair Williams to Dennis McKinnon, number 6. McKinnon on a depth chart would be listed as 3rd team, but Bowden saying earlier he had 5 receivers, all very good. McKinnon might be number 5, but he's number 1 in Tallahassee at the moment.
Number 1 in your hearts, right there. Dennis McKinnon. Whoa, boy. Great catch.
Florida State moving down the field in a hurry as Phil Hall comes in for the extra point, and that's good. 27-yard touchdown pass and the conversion by Hall. And so with 15 seconds to go, as we look again, it's 17-6.
Out of the shotgun, the snap was a little bit high. Now, this is the timing route. He is just throwing for the corner of the end zone. And look at McKinnon right there leaping and taking the ball away from number 28, Steve Newberry. Another look at him isolated. It's pure timing. He just puts this ball in the air to a spot, and McKinnon coming right here sees that he has to leap in front of Newberry in order to get the ball away from him. And there's the fight for it as they come down. He hangs on. It's a great effort.
McKinnon hasn't caught that many passes over the last 3 years, but he's been on the other end of a lot of big plays, with Blair Williams in particular getting the start tonight.
And that drive, Al Michaels, really typifies the contrast that you talked about at the very top of the show. Florida State, an explosive, big play team featuring wide open football with an accent on the passing game. West Virginia, a team that favors the kicking game and strong defense.
And that has to be particularly deflating to West Virginia, occurring very rapidly just prior to halftime. The squib kick is fielded at the 40-yard line and down there by Rich Rodriguez, a reserve defensive back, and also a penalty marker is down. Seminoles, who were slightly favored coming in,
that was a surprise. Excuse me, that was a surprise to me, because in terms of national ranking and the way they have stacked up defensively, particularly. Let's listen.
Decline. First down.
Based on what the numbers tell you, you would think that the Mountaineers would have been a slight favorite, or that it would have been a pick'em game.
Well, West Virginia was 9th in one poll, 10th in the other. Florida State was 20th in one poll and unranked in the other.
Absolutely.
First down for West Virginia from the 40-yard line. That's Mullen, number 1, in motion, and they'll be content to stay on the ground and run out the clock, figuring they're not going to get nearly the yardage necessary with so little time remaining. Tom Gray was the ball carrier, and the first half will expire. Very frustrating half for West Virginia. Meanwhile, a couple of big plays for Florida State. One a run back, the other a 27-yard touchdown catch. And at halftime, Florida State leads West Virginia in the 38th Gator Bowl by a score of 17-6. And there's Ann Simon setting up with Don Nealon. Jacksonville, Florida. Lengthy spread earlier this autumn in Sports Illustrated. Came up with the ball after it had hit Orson Mobley. So West Virginia with a line drive kick, and Florida State decent position. Campbell, Oblak, as you look at the Mountaineers defensively, and Harris are up front. Now the linebackers, there's Talley, number 90, relatively quiet in the first half. Preston on the inside, number 38, and joined there by Folks, who's a good one. Number 50, Hathaway, the other outside backer. From the 44-yard line, Williams goes to the air on first down, and it's a pickup of about 4 to Hassan Jones, number 3. The secondary is comprised of Reggie Armstead and Steve Newberry at the corners. And the safety man, Anthony Daniels, is a sophomore, 6'2", 200-pounder, and Tim Agee is the free safety at 5'11", 175. Second down and 6 from the Seminole 48-yard line. Ricky Williams gets to the West Virginia 47, stopped by Tim Agee, and he is shy of a first down by 1, 3rd and 1. Florida State going with Williams. He's gone all the way. Burnett at fullback, and Williams will alternate with Allen at tailback. Hester and Jones are the wideouts. Guys up front, Zeke Moat, the tight end, number 81. Jamie Dukes is a freshman. They like him, number 64, 6'1", 270-pounder. Double tight end set up here on 3rd down and 1 from the 47. And it's Allen looking for the first down, slithers outside and gets it as he gets to the 43-yard line, and a penalty marker is dropped. Herb Harp, the tackle, may have been guilty of holding. Florida State, a penalty against them for holding, so that will nullify the first down.
offense.
Had your bionic eye working on that one, didn't you?
Probably against Farf, number 75. Third down and 8 from the 46-yard line. Out of the shotgun. Williams under pressure and sacked at the 36-yard line. Todd Campbell, number 91. He provided the finishing touch along with Reggie Armstead, who came up from the corner on the corner blitz. And so instead of a first down, they have the penalty and now the sack, and they're forced to kick.
Todd Campbell was injured in the first half, and we didn't know if he was going to be back in action or not. Obviously, he's healthy now and really getting the job done. He is the best of their down linemen defensively.
Ryan Harlow's kick is a long kick, but a line drive fielded by Drury at the 13, to the 20, to the 30, to the 40. He has one man to beat.
He's gone.
To the 30, to the 20-yard line, and he is wrestled down inside the 10. Drury wrestled down by the punter Harlow. Harlow this season has been kicking a lot of line drives. Now that kick had very good distance, but that's the problem. Drury is shaken up, maybe just a cramp. But when you kick a line drive, you run the risk of the guy being able to move up quickly, find a spot, a hole, as Drury did, and break a long one. 82 yards.
See how he's holding it up? That almost always means a hamstring. I thought he was gone. I said he was gone, and he started to lose speed at the end. Harlow was able to catch him. Watch this. Here is the aforementioned line drive kick that Al Michaels pointed out. Drury makes a good move right here. You see that? He heads up the middle. Now he has a choice. He can go right or left. He opts for the left. And right now it's a foot race between he and Harlow, and it looks like he's going to win it, but he pulls up. The hamstring kept him from going into the touchdown.
82-yard run back. He sets him up with first down and goal, and it's Wolfley taking it just inside the 5-yard line. So it's been all kicking game tonight. That's been the difference for both teams.
Big plays on special teams. The special units have really dominated the action here this evening. You know, have you ever pulled a hamstring?
Yes.
It is painful. It feels like you have been shot in the back of your leg.
Well, we'll try to get a report on Drury. Hopefully just a cramp. We'll wait and see. Big man for him on runbacks. And a fellow who does a decent job as a wide receiver. Second down and goal. With Hollins in motion. Hostetler rolling, pumping, faking, and throwing incomplete. Rao, number 85, at the back of the end zone was the intended receiver. So third down and goal. Garth Jacks flushing the quarterback, Hostetler, out of the pocket.
Frustrating so far for the Mountaineers because they have been so close in certain situations. He's limping along there, and just the way he was holding the back of his leg and the way he was moving makes me think that he pulled a hamstring. And usually that means you're not going to be playing the rest of the night.
Third down and goal from the 5-yard line. They flex Rao, the tight end, to the right side. Send Gray in motion, and Hostetler is under a lot of pressure and can't get it away. Loses the ball at the 25-yard line, but they're going to whistle it dead at the 21.
That's going to be a questionable call because it looked like it could be a possible fumble. Hostetler sprinting out to his right. He's looking for a combination pattern on the right side. Wojtek right there is going to wrestle him down, and let's watch. You see this? His knee does hit first, so it's a good call on the part of the official. From here momentarily, it looked like it might be questionable.
A loss of 11, so Woodside now comes in for a 32-yard field goal attempt. He's made 2 of 3. The other was blocked. Agee spots it down, and the kick by Woodside is no good. Woodside had missed only 3 all season, all from long range. This was a chip shot. He had the distance, but not the accuracy, and with 11:02 remaining in the third period, it's the Seminoles still on top, 17-6.
We are USA 1, taking charge with celebrity. No import sedan at any price can match this Chevrolet for the room it gives you with the mileage it gives you. And Chevrolet now brings it to you at new, lower prices. The 5-passenger front-wheel drive Celebrity with standard engine electronic fuel injection. Chevrolet's new generation sedan. And now on new 82 models only, get 10.9% financing that can save you hundreds of dollars on financing costs.
Space. Add more to your home, add more to your fuel bill. Lower your thermostat, but watch out. Bitter cold outer space can make inner space unlivable. Solution, a kerosene monitor system. One of the most efficient heating systems on Earth. Easy to install, with a memory bank that turns itself on and off. A kerosene monitor system for economical comfort beyond the ordinary.
Get back in the groove. Life in the fast lane with bowling's high rollers. The Professional Bowlers Tour 22nd year begins January 15th on ABC.
You talk about a mountain man, I'll tell you. Boy, those mountaineers, they have got the spirit. West by God, Virginia.
On first down from the 20-yard line, they give it to Ricky Williams, who works his way past the 30, fumbles the ball out at the 32-yard line and recovers himself. Ricky Williams, number 44, with a good run.
This is a magnificent individual effort by Ricky Williams as we get a little bit of a Statue of Liberty action here. It looked like pass momentarily. Breaks one tackle, two tackles, steps over his own man. Now watch this action right here. Bounces away, juke step, pulls back, cuts back to his right, fumbles momentarily, then pounces on his own fumble. That is a tremendous individual effort right there by Ricky Williams, who had 857 yards during the regular season.
First down after a 13-yard gain, draw play. They call Williams' number again. He gets out to the 37-yard line. Williams is a senior. We mentioned earlier he has been working in tandem with Greg Allen. It's amazing that Greg Allen was able to lead the country in scoring this year, getting into the end zone 21 times and playing just half the time. But he has to share duty with that man whose numbers are reflected there.
Tailback tandems obviously can work, though. I mean, the obvious example is what SMU did with their remarkable tailback tandem. Dickerson James.
Second down and 6. This is Allen. He gets it out to the 43-yard line where he's stopped by Hathaway. The other thing it does for you, Lee, as you well know, is it keeps you fresh. At the end of the game, you're coming in with a fresh back more often than not.
That's why so often you can break a long run in the fourth quarter with a tailback tandem. Now that's an interesting stat right there.
They'll measure for the first down. As you can see, the tailback tandem for Florida State has outgained West Virginia throughout the course of the season. West Virginia's entire running offense. And they have a first down. They're second on this drive. First and 10, Florida State from the 43-yard line. 9:45 to go, third quarter. Florida State on top 17-6 in the Gator Bowl.
They keep coming at you with a lot of different looks, too. They'll be an I-team one time, then they'll go to split backs, then they'll be in the shotgun. Smorgasbord offense, show you a little bit of everything.
From the 43-yard line, Greg Allen looking for room. No, sir. First man to wrap him up was Todd Campbell, number 91. You go back a couple of years when Florida State had a chance to win a national championship, came very, very close, went to the Orange Bowl where they lost to Oklahoma. That team was defensively oriented. It was the defense that got them there. Now, Bobby Bowden, after what would be considered for Florida State now an off year, last year 6-5, coming back on the other side as you look at Lowry loosening up and his team wild and wide open. And he's a gambler now. On second down and 9, Williams shoveling it off and complete to Ken Burnett, the fullback, and he takes it all the way to the 44 of West Virginia, where he is stopped by A.G. So resourcefulness there, shown by Blair Williams, under pressure just to get rid of the ball.
Resourcefulness is what it is. He's taking straight drop back action here. You see the protection setting up. And what he does is move to his left, right here, comes forward, and he's under a lot of trouble, and he just really bloops one. It looks like a jump shot, a little push shot out to Ken Burnett, number 20, who comes on downfield, and Ken Agee, number 44, who has been the leading tackler in the secondary for the Mountaineers, comes up with another one.
Seminoles from the 44-yard line, and Williams is going deep and looking for Hester, and he dropped the ball at the 5-yard line. He got behind Newberry, but couldn't make the catch. Jesse Hester, number 4.
Jesse Hester, number 4, has been on a low roll in the last 3 games. He dropped 2 touchdown passes against LSU, and now it appears momentarily that he's going to have another one. The ball was tipped, I think, a little bit, or at least he was face guarded, but he was distracted enough to drop the ball. However, that is definitely a catchable pass, and there is a study in frustration right now, and it's a terrible thing when you get on that kind of a roll and you're dropping long passes consistently.
On 2nd down and 10 from the 44, over the middle, it's Hassan Jones. He has a first down, getting to the 29-yard line. Agee again in on the stop, and with 8:08 to go in the 3rd period, the Seminoles mounting a drive. Looking good at this point.
But they keep coming at you with a lot of different receivers. As you pointed out, they have 5 really who are pretty much interchangeable. He runs right by Talley there underneath the coverage into the secondary. And Tim Agee again is the man that comes up with a tackle.
First down, Florida State from the 29-yard line. Pitch it to Allen. Allen inside the 20.
Look out.
Cuts back, goes in for the touchdown. Ken Burnett laid down the block to Springham. Don Nealon doesn't like anything he has seen in this half to this point, and Allen right there showing why the people in Florida State think he can be an All-American. Great moves. He has that instinct that every great running back has. Knows exactly where he is, when he has to make the cut, when to give you the juke step, when to turn it on. And he scores here to make it 23-6, and Bill Hall makes it 24-6. 2 great blocks by Burnett and Dukes that time.
And to punctuate what Al Michaels just said, here is an example of the running of Greg Allen. Right there, the cutback. Juke step, limp leg, end zone.
7:46 to go as you look at Allen. 3rd period, 24-6 Seminoles.
It's a funny feeling when you're 17, just finished.
The kickoff fielded at the 4-yard line by Tom Gray of West Virginia. Hit hard at the 19-yard line and driven back by Larry Harris. So Florida State all charged up. West Virginia will begin this drive deep in its own territory. 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. And the Seminoles are on top 24-6 as you look at the numbers on Florida State's last drive. And it was a well-conceived drive. Key passes by Williams and then the run by Allen.
And a good mixture of plays.
And remember, they had closed the first half with a quick drive through the air to go up by 11. Hostetler is under pressure, and down he goes, swarmed under at the 10-yard line. The charge led by Carricker and Foytik. There's Carricker, number 76, junior from Columbus, Ohio.
Alfonso Carricker, number 76. Look at this man right here, number 76, blasting through from his defensive tackle position. 6'6", 250 pounds. He had 97 tackles. What a year he's had. He's been in on a little bit of everything. 8 quarterback sacks. You look at those numbers.
They are really juiced up. Getting the fans going. 2nd down, 18 from the 9. Quarterback draw. Hostetler moving to the outside and is thrown out of bounds at the 19-yard line by Warren Hanna, number 9. It'll be 3rd down, 8.
This is exactly the type of a game that West Virginia hoped to avoid. They don't like to be in the posture of playing catch-up football. They're down 24-6 right now, and that's not the kind of game that they like to play. They like to control the football. They like to get a lead and control it.
3rd down and 8 from the 19 as Hostetler has protection and this time has a man open over the middle. Number 81 is Darrell Miller, a senior. from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and a first down out at the 36.
Good call, good throw. Maybe the best pass of the night from Hostetler. A third obvious pass situation. He came with a curl-in route to his wide receiver on the left. It might be the definitive third down play, that and the sideline cut.
First down from the 36. Hostetler looking for Mullen, has him at the 40-yard line, and he's bumped out of bounds at the 41 by Harvey Clayton. Pickup of about 5, 6:18 to go in the third period. West Virginia on the move, but down by 18.
Gary Mullen, a sophomore, 5'11", 170. Very simple route, cuts it to the sideline, and the timing was right there. How about those sneakers right there? That sort of reflects what kind of a night it's been.
Right now, not raining. I was going to say not raining at all. It appears to just be sprinkling. But the field, not in that good a shape. On second down and 6, the pass is overthrown, intended for Mark Rao, the tight end. And it will be third down.
I think the wet ball is still affecting the timing and the touch of both quarterbacks, however. Hostetler's stats would certainly show that. 7 of 19 for 74 yards and 2 interceptions. Now that's very important, that last one.
Both by Brian McCrary.
Well, the Knowles are pumped up too.
Seen that man before. Goes to every Florida State game. Third down and 5 from the 41. Hostetler going deep and incomplete, intended for his big play man, Hollins, who has been silent tonight. He was covered by McCrary, and Hostetler took a lick from Ponder.
Play action fake right here, close up. Now watch this. Now the pressure that Al is talking about is right there. Ponder, that is in your face.
And it's fourth down and 5 now from the 41-yard line. As Steve Superick, a freshman from Virginia Beach, Virginia, takes the low snap. He's under pressure again, gets the kick away. It's a line drive, fielded at the 24 by Cedric Jones, picking up some blocking to the 30, to the 40, to the 45. Jones gets into West Virginia territory, and the punter Superick drops him at the 40, and a marker is down. Penalty flag is down. Back at the 31-yard line.
Almost always you look for a clip.
Cedric Jones with a good run back, but apparently much of it will be negated, apparently on a clip by Brad Foytik, number 98. But Nealon's got to be going crazy right now with all these breakdowns in his kicking game.
Precisely the part of the game that he stresses the most.
He's had a punt block, a field goal block, missed a field goal, had one run back for a touchdown against them. Now a long punt return, but at least he is saved by an apparent clip. And that'll move it all the way back to the 16-yard line. So the Seminoles will start from there. 5:47 to go in the third period.
Illegal blocking below the waist.
24-6.
Receivers.
Florida State.
First down.
It's ingenious, genuine bell.
It's the bell remembering numbers, the future in your home. It's a bell for having fun with from the folks who built the phone. It's a bell that's so easy. It's a bell that lights the way. It's smarter and it's better. It's the bell that makes you say,
It's ingenious.
terrific.
It's genuine bell. It's ingenious, genuine bell.
It's a bell that makes life easy every single day. It's a bell you can count on in so many ways. Every system we're designing, every product that we do, the better ways we're finding to connect the world to you.
It's ingenious.
Hi, Ed.
It's genuine bell. It's ingenious, genuine bell. It's ingenious. It's genuine bell. It's ingenious, genuine bell.
It's at your Bell Phone Center.
Sunday, Matt Houston fights for heavyweights to stop a death in the ring.
Florida State with a 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. 5:47 to go in the third period. and the Seminoles on top by 18. A flag is down as Williams goes to the right side and is bumped out of bounds near the 20-yard line, but a marker is down. Illegal procedure against the Seminoles is the call by the referee, Robert Baye. And a 5-yard penalty assessed here. Back to the 12. 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the third period.
Procedure. Offense. Still first down.
Well, the Seminoles are a big play team, Alan. We've seen that tonight, but they would like nothing better right now than to have a sustained drive, controlling the football on the ground if they could make that happen. But right now it's more of a passing situation.
1st and 15. The reverse, it's McKinnon who scored a touchdown in the first half. Out past the 20, the 30, McKinnon to the 40. Another big play for Florida State. He has one man to beat, and Newberry finally tackles him at the 23-yard line. That's the way Florida State gets conservative. They stay on the ground all right, but they'll run the reverse on you. With a great block that time from McKinnon.
That pretty much exemplifies what we're talking about, how they believe in trick plays, gadget plays, all kinds of reverses, Statue of Liberties, double screens, throwbacks. They have plays where the quarterback will wind up catching the football. They literally have that smorgasbord attack. My old coach, the late Cactus Jack Curtis, is the first one who I ever used that term, the smorgasbord offense.
65-yard gain. It's Allen inside the 20, the 15, and he gets all the way down to the 7-yard line. So the Seminoles thinking of route right now. E.J. Daniels made the tackle. 24-6 they lead, and they're knocking on the door again.
That's the kind of team they have been. They either win big or they lose big. With the exception of the Florida game, it's been that way for them all year. So Bobby Bowden told us yesterday. He said we'll probably win big or we'll lose big.
Outside of that Florida game, their two losses were to Pittsburgh by 20 and to LSU by 34.
Yep.
And as Lee mentioned, most of the games they won by scores like 59-8, 56-17 in routes. This is Williams, and they read that play well. Dave Preston, number 38, dragging him back. It'll be second down and goal.
We talked about the quarterback tandem, and I said that if one quarterback had a hot hand, he would probably stay there. Blair Williams has been moving the football team effectively for them, so he's left him in the game. Now, in 1979, when I last covered Florida State, they had another quarterback tandem that was Jordan and Woodham. And they had Bobby said, I hope that I would never have to deal with that again, because he had for 3 years people talking about that, and now he's got a tandem again.
And Williams went to the same high school that Jordan and Woodham attended as he throws for the end zone here, and it is incomplete. The official who was behind the play, as Ouija Thompson was the receiver, couldn't see it and was looking for help from an official who had a clearer angle, and he said no. It was either apparently trapped or dropped.
Ouija Thompson ran a quick post pattern. Now, he's a big guy, lanky, 6'6", 216 pounds. He's on the left. He's running the quick down and in or quick post pattern. Now, look, the ball seems to be deflected right there. It looks momentarily like he has the touchdown, but the official right there says no.
So it's third down and goal from the 11-yard line. As Williams drops back, throws for the end zone again, and it's incomplete, and we've got a penalty marker. No doubt about that one. Dennis McKinnon was the intended receiver, and Newberry made contact, and that was an obvious fall.
This is a blatant interference call. He is running a corner route, quick corner route. McKinnon to the outside. Here comes Newberry, number 28. Now watch the contact as his foot locks with McKinnon right there.
First and goal for the Seminoles with 3:42 remaining in the third period. And of course it is Allen who is in the game. He's already scored once tonight, the tailback number 26. You can look for him to get the ball. Pitch to him. Touchdown. call him Mr. Touchdown. That's what they call him on the campus in Tallahassee.
That's enough.
Isolated.
Well, you've seen Herschel Walker do it in this part of the country a few times. You've seen a lot of USC tailbacks do it. Allen up, and away.
And Phil Hall with the extra point. Florida State. Long drive, quick drive, big play by McKinnon on the reverse. Allen caps it with a second TD. 3:36 to go in the third quarter in the Gator Bowl, and the Seminoles lead it 31-6.
Well, moms and dads the world around give their kids the same old sound. Got to go to school, be a big success. They wouldn't settle for anything less. Now they've learned whatever you seek, you'll help yourself to reach your peak. In the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Need a trade? Looking for a skill? They have hundreds to fit the bill.
Mike Rendina to kick off for Florida State. Seminoles on top by a score of 31-6. And the kick is a good one that's dropped at the 3 and picked up by Tom Gray at the 7. He gets out past the 15 and is stopped at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10. ABC News Magazine 2020, normally seen tonight, back next week with a story on people who have apparently died and have now come back to life. And they talk about it. The story about near death next Thursday night on 2020.
Oh, boy.
I felt that way from time to time.
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds like they're talking about that.
At the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers. Hostetler out to the 30-yard line where he finds Rich Hollins for a first down.
First catch of the night for Hollins. We talked about him at the very top of the show as their big play man. He's the guy that they have run so consistently throughout the year on streak patterns, streak or fly routes. That time a little curl in for the first down.
Hollins, the fellow who was averaging over 27 yards per reception. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Hostetler. Incomplete, intended for Rao at the 42-yard line. Pat Milligan covering. 2:53 to go in the third. Florida State going 83 yards in 6 plays. Didn't take them very long. The big play by McKinnon. And then Allen capping it.
They have been a big play team all year. They score on big plays. They actually initiate so many of their drives with big plays.
31-6, Florida State. 2nd down and 10. West Virginia from the 31-yard line. Hostetler looking for Hollins, but he's covered well, and the pass is well overthrown, and Hanna was right there with him. 3rd down and 10.
Those numbers pretty much tell it for Hostetler, although not completely. A couple of passes have been dropped, and a couple of times he has barely overshot receivers. Don Nealon, this is really that is a look of frustration, and it's been that kind of a night for the years.
They're down by 25. They're faced with a 3rd and 10 here from the 31-yard line. Late in the 3rd period. Hostetler looking, throwing back now, complete to Brown at the 46-yard line, and he's dropped at the 49. Wayne Brown hit by John McLean and a first down.
Hostetler passing to Brown.
1st and 10 from the 49. Well, following your local news tonight, Nightline will take a look at what's ahead for sports and politics in 1983. Jimmy the Greek among the guests tonight. And then the last word on most of these ABC stations. First down from the 49-yard line. A little trickery here as Mullen takes the give, gets into Florida State territory with a great move inside the 25 and is run out of bounds at the 21-yard line. So that's a play out of the Seminole book.
Ripped the page right out of the Knowles book there. All right, here's the fake right here. It looks like it's going to be the tailback blast. And then Hostetler slips the ball to his wide receiver, Gary Mullen, who really puts a juke step on Warren Hanna, number 9, fakes in, stays back to the outside, and comes up with a big play. 29 yards for the Mountaineers, and they've got something going right now, and it's important that they do because they're way down.
They need to cash in. First down from the 22-yard line. This is Hostetler, and he gets to the 12. He likes contact. Clayton made the stop. You won't see too many quarterbacks do that. Put the shoulder down and try for that extra yard.
Hostetler is not your basic key-sheeting quarterback. I mean, this guy is tough. You know, he's 6'3", 212 pounds, and he'll pump the irons, and he'll hit you.
I remember you at Utah when you were playing two-platoon football and you were the free safety. You were a basic key-sheeting quarterback.
Jack Curtis told me to line up 15 yards deep and retreat at the snap of the ball. That's how I played safety.
First down from the 12-yard line. Through the middle goes the fullback, Ron Wolfley, taking it to the 9. And it'll be second down and 7.
Trailing 31-6, it's very important that the Mountaineers score a touchdown now. That could put them back in the football game. They would have a lot of work in the fourth quarter, but at least we'd still have a ball game. If they don't go in now and Florida State scores again, turn out the lights.
Second down and 7 from the 9. Hostetler has a man, and it is complete, but he did not get in. It is inside the 1 to Wayne Brown. Brown was in the end zone, then had to come back to make the catch, which he does, but shy of the goal line. However, it should be a first down.
It's going to be a first down. Play action fake. Hostetler rolls out to the right. Now watch this. This is a perfectly thrown pass to his wide receiver right there, and it looks momentarily that he has a touchdown, but he comes back, and it's going to come down on about the half-yard line. Number 24, Harvey Clayton.
It's also coming back a lot further than that because we had a flag.
Holding. Holding penalty.
So it nullifies everything.
Again, the type of things that Don Nealon absolutely hates to see. He hates to see breakdowns in his kicking game, special units, and he hates to see penalties and turnovers.
So now it's second down at 19 from the 21-yard line. Quarterback drawing, a lot of room for Hostetler, who takes it down to the 9-yard line. He was stopped by Brian McCrary, who was just about the only man between Hostetler and the goal line.
Brian McCrary's had a big night. 2 interceptions. He's been all over the field on tackles.
Touchdown saving tackle.
Hostetler, quarterback draw. He takes 3 steps back. He sees the opening up the middle, makes a little move to his right, back to his left. And McCrary, Brian McCrary, number 43, who's been busy in that secondary tonight. He's only 5'11", 170 pounds. Hostetler, 6'3", 212 pounds. He nails it.
Third down and 7 from the 9-yard line. Hostetler protected well, and then it's dropped in the end zone by Wayne Brown, number 19. Don's ready to bite off his tongue.
Last defense.
It seems like they're almost playing by Murphy's laws tonight because almost everything that could go wrong for them has gone wrong. Wayne Brown, number 19, on a quick post pattern. There it is. It appears that he has the ball. Harvey Clayton, number 24, steps in front, waves at it. It didn't look to me that he deflected the pass, however, and it seemed like a very catchable ball.
Just a distraction. Fourth down and 7 with the ball at the 9-yard line. And, of course, they have to go for it in this situation. Down by 25. Hostetler, too high, intended for Mullen. So the drive comes up empty. Hostetler is now 9 out of 26.
But at least 4 that I can think of have been catchable passes. They should have been caught. There have been other times when he's had near misses. But let's face it, he hasn't had a good night.
No.
Part of it is the footage down there. Part of it is the fact that the ball has been wet throughout the evening, although the rain here has stopped. I think we can say now that it's not. I don't see any drizzle.
15 seconds to go in the period. This should be the final play of the quarter. Florida State from the 9-yard line on first down. Pitch it to Allen. He fakes the reverse. He gets past the 15, the 20, and out to the 25-yard line. And so the third period will culminate on a 16-yard gain by Greg Allen, who's having a big night. Dennis Folks and Tim Agee combined on the tackle.
Greg Allen on the carry.
We asked Allen yesterday if he particularly admired or watched any back. He said that he's always liked Tony Dorsett, and at times the way he moves, those little juke steps and the head and shoulder fakes and some of the open field ability, he reminds me of Dorsett. Of course, Tony was the quintessential all-purpose back when he was in Pittsburgh.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Third period is over. Allen has picked up 99 yards tonight on 10 carries. 15 minutes to go. 31-6. Florida State leading West Virginia in the Gator Bowl. We'll continue after this commercial message and a word from our local station.
He's versatile, daring, athletic, and what every kid wants for Christmas.
It doesn't even need batteries.
The toy. He turned their house into a home,
I love you, Jack.
and their home into a battlefield. Richard Pryor, Jackie Gleason, The Toy, rated PG. Now playing at a theater near you.
Chevy trucks are taking charge with the all-new S10 Blazer, available with the revolutionary InstaTrack four-wheel drive system. Shift from freewheeling two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive high and back at any speed. S10 Blazer from America's truck sales leader. Top Chevy trucks are taking charge. And now on new 82 models only, get 10.9% financing that can save you hundreds of dollars on financing costs.
Sunday, Roger Moore as James Bond in Live and Let Die.
Tonight on Action News, we'll hear from Artis Gilmore of the Spurs and see if the hole in the Metrodome will make the Cowboys and Vikings play someplace else. This and more after the game.
Looking for year-end dividends? The deal you make at your Toyota dealer now could be your year-end dividend. Toyota reliability's a dividend, too.
Listen, during the first year, owners rate Toyota #1 in reliability.
Hurry, selection and prices may never be better. Tercels, Corollas, Supras, Celicas, Cressidas, trucks.
We want a deal to clear them out by New Year's.
Time is running out.
Look for this sign at participating dealers now.
Nobody else can give you the feeling.
Toyota.
You know, there are two good ways to save big bucks on car care. One, do it yourself. Two, make Auto Shack your parts store. Auto Shack has everything you need to keep your car running right at true discount prices. And here's another real good reason to make Auto Shack your parts store.
All the parts I need.
I do it myself.
And save.
Auto Shack, your discount parts supermarket. There's more for you on 24 Action News with Tim Ross.
At the Gator Bowl, Al Michaels with Lee Grosscup and Ann Simon as we start the fourth period. It's 1st and 10 for Florida State from the 24-yard line. And Ricky Williams moves to the outside, puts his head down, and gets out to the 30-yard line. He is stopped there by Anthony Daniels, and here are the numbers through 3 quarters. Very deceptive at the bottom there.
Well, we've said it's almost a cliche about how statistics can be misleading, but if you look at the bottom line there, time of possession, West Virginia has had the ball for 27 minutes, 57 seconds. Florida State only 17:03. So you look at that and you think, well, we got a pretty close football game. But then you look up at the scoreboard, and the Seminoles are leading 31-6. So time of possession doesn't always mean that much when you're going against a big play team.
On 2nd and 4, Greg Allen is downed at the 34-yard line, close to a first down. It's Harris and Talley who made the stop. Well, West Virginia wanted to keep the ball away from Florida State to maintain possession, to come off with the long drive and keep the Florida State offense off the field. And for the most part, they've done a pretty decent job of it, but Florida State's come up with a big play.
So that's why you've seen the face of Coach Nealon really reflecting that throughout the evening.
3rd down.
Frustration.
3rd and inches from the 34-yard line. And Williams picks up the first down. So Florida State right now just trying to use as much of the clock as they possibly can with 13 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the game.
That's been their big play. It's sometimes referred to as student body right. Put everybody out in front of the ball carrier and let him turn that corner. Greg Allen says that's his favorite play. That time it was Ricky Williams. They both do it. Probably the 3 or 4 plays are the power pitch, the blast, the tailback draw, and the misdirection or counter play.
Williams faking the draw and then throwing out to the 45-yard line, and it's a first down as Orson Mobley takes it to the 49. The backup tight end is stopped there by Reggie Armstead. And the Seminoles with another first down at their own 49-yard line.
They scatter that ball around to all 5 of their receivers. They really have a bunch of guys who can catch the football. This goes back a lot of years, though, all the way back to Fred Biletnikoff back in 1964. He set the Gator Bowl record here, caught 4 touchdown passes from Steve Tensey. That still stands. Ron Sellers, of course. They've retired those 2 numbers.
This is Allen, who slips down, his knee touched at the 47-yard line after a gain of 4. So they have had the big play people, but strangely enough, when you think about Florida State, it is not a school like West Virginia that began its football program in the 1890s. In fact, Florida State did not even become a coeducational institution until 1947. The first male was admitted in early 47, and they fielded their first football team that fall.
Around the same time that they started playing the Gator Bowl. First Gator Bowl was 46.
On 2nd down and 6, Allen gets popped at the 44. You saw the flag at the bottom of the screen as Dave Preston made the hit. Check out the penalty. We've got a holding call against the Seminoles. Jacksonville, Florida, the site of the 38th Gator Bowl. Stadium was expanded. They added about 14,000 seats following the Gator Bowl game last year. As you can see, what they did is they added that upper deck on the left and the new press facility and some private boxes, and the capacity now is 80,000.
Offense, 2nd down.
Every seat filled tonight, or at least it was filled. They're starting to filter out.
So next to the Rose Bowl, this is the biggest in terms of seating capacity.
Among the stadiums that host bowl games. Yep.
Or bowl, yeah, I'm talking about bowl games, right.
2nd down and 14. Deep drop by Williams. They set up the screen. This is Ricky Williams inside the 45. And Ricky does it himself. He didn't have a whole lot of blocking, but he was able to maneuver his way through the middle all the way to the 40-yard line, and that's a first down. They needed 14. Picked up 16. First down at the 39-yard line.
They do mix it up. They will show you a few different looks, that time out of the shotgun. I know that offensive backfield coach Nick Kish has been really happy with this tailback tandem this past season.
Back to pass is Williams again. He throws for Mobley, and Mobley is thrown out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Basically, for Florida State, it's a better year than people anticipated. If you look at some of the magazines and listen to some of the experts before the season, most of them thought that Florida State would finish at about 6-5, maybe 7-4. At one point this season, they were 8-1, and then they went down to Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, played LSU, got blown away, and in a game in which the winner was going to go to the Orange Bowl, and LSU will be there, the loser here. And then they lost their final game of the season to Florida. Still wound up 8-3 for the regular year and appear to be on their way to a victory here, leading by 25. The reverse again, and this time it's McKinnon on a play that worked beautifully before, but West Virginia says we've seen that. And not again. Talley and Folks made the tackle.
They've seen that a couple times.
Yep. Penalty flag is down in addition.
And a marker on the play.
So the game getting ragged.
As we're beginning to see more and more flags flip against Florida State. Well, Cupper said he likes Penn State in that one. Paterno and company, and they are slightly favored against the Bulldogs, despite the fact Georgia goes into that Sugar Bowl game undefeated, and Penn State goes in with one loss, having lost to Alabama in midseason. But little doubt that the winner of that game will be the national champion.
The main reason I like them in that game is because of their quarterback, Todd Blackledge. I think he gives them the edge.
8 o'clock Saturday night, the Sugar Bowl. After the penalty, 2nd down and 21, and from the shotgun, Blair Williams has a man open. It's Ouija Thompson, and Thompson gets it to the 38, which is just about the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd down and 10. He stopped there by Folks and Armstead.
Ouija Thompson.
10.5 minutes to play. 3rd down, call it 9. Florida State at the Mountaineer 38-yard line. Shotgun. Williams throwing and incomplete. It was one-hopped by Tony Johnson at the 21-yard line, and so the punting unit comes in for the Seminoles with 10:07 to play in the game.
One-hoppers don't count in this sport.
No, sir. Occasionally you'll get away with one, though. Brian Harlow kicking from midfield. It's a terrible looking kick.
You talk about a shank.
Oh, boy.
That's a shank and a half.
And they'll mark it out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So it's an 8-yard kick, and we have 10:01 to play in the game, and the Seminoles are in very good shape. And the answer is yes. That's Steve Nicholas. That's Jack's son, who is redshirting this season. He's a sophomore wide receiver at Florida State for Bobby Bowden. His team is leading. West Virginia has the ball, and on 1st down, it's complete to Darrell Miller, number 81. Who picks up 11 as he gets out to the 82, and of course there's a great likeness there. He used to caddy for his dad. I guess he still does on occasion. Steve Nicholas.
Golden Bear.
Yep. Golden Bear Jr.
Golden Bear Jr.
6'2", 185.
How about those Golden Bears this year? They would not die.
Talking about Cal.
Talking about the University of California, Joe Cap.
1st down for West Virginia from the 42-yard line. And this is Curlin Beck on a slow developing play. Stopped by Prince Matt. 2nd down, Don Nealon. Had a good year. Joe Cap. Listen to Joe doing color on a couple of postseason games. Joe still believes that it was ordained that was going to happen, that run back against Stanford at the end of the season.
It was a definitive Joe Cap type of play. They reverted to an old rugby type play to beat Stanford. You know, Kevin Moan will probably be the subject of a trivia question by next year.
No doubt. The play of the decade in college football. 2nd down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Hostetler trying to escape from his own men, and then he gets buried back at the 36-yard line by David Ponder. Been a very good night for the Seminoles and for Bobby Bowden.
Bobby Bowden was a scrambling type quarterback back at Samford College in the early 50s. He said that he had one receiver who would simply run down there and get open, and he would run around until he saw him. That was it.
That was Vince Gibson, who until recently was the coach at Tulane.
Yep. That's the guy.
Easy play to call in the huddle, isn't it?
You run down there and get open. I'll scramble around and find you. It's an old touch football play.
Like you with the Titans?
That's right.
3rd down and 15 from the 37-yard line. Hostetler going deep. Intended for Mullen and batted away by McCrary. And he's had a great night for them defensively. McCrary, 2 interceptions, a touchdown saving tackle. And now another big deflection. There he is.
We are going to be choosing a most valuable player for both teams on behalf of Chevrolet. More to come on that. Here's the play again. Play action fake. And it looks momentarily as if Gary Mullen, number 1, is going to be open going to the post pattern. Harvey Clayton, number 24, and Brian McCrary, number 43, right there on the coverage.
Florida State now takes a timeout as West Virginia comes in ostensibly to punt. 7:59 remaining in the game. Noles by 25.
That's surprising, Mr. Goodwrench. You mean a wheel alignment could really save me gas?
Sure can, as much as a gallon a tank full.
A gallon?
Right.
Fourth down, West Virginia sending in the punting unit. Steve Superick to do the kicking. Cedric Jones is deep to receive for Florida State. Floating kick, angled for the near side. Jones letting it bounce, and West Virginia will down the ball at the 17-yard line. So the Seminoles, with 7:45 remaining in the game, leading 31-6. First and 10. 47-yard punt for Superick. Close to the crowd, beginning to file out. A reminder, coming up Saturdays this winter on ABC, we'll have Sports Beat premiering at the end of the month. The Pro Boulders Tour back again, year 21, beginning January the 15th. And Wide World premiering on the 22nd of January. From the 18-yard line, Allen takes the inside give and moves out to the 26-yard line where Dennis Foltz makes the tackle. Sundays this winter, the Superstars back. Live coverage of the men's and women's finals. The USA against the world in amateur boxing. ABC's Wide World of Sports. And of course, beginning in early March, the debut of the United States Football League on ABC.
Looking forward to that.
You may make a comeback.
I've been throwing it. Yep. Oh, we got the Oakland Invaders right in my backyard there in Alameda.
Second down and 2 from the 26-yard line. And it's Cedric Jones, who's been running back kicks tonight, getting his first call as a ball carrier. Appears to be shy of a first down by a yard or so with under 7 minutes to play in the game. Well, Kelly Lowry had been the starter since late September. And even though Williams had seen a lot of action, Blair got the call tonight. And Lowry has spent the entire night in that posture.
You talk about a non-key sheeting quarterback. He played a little bit of defensive end and linebacker before they moved him back to quarterback.
After he had survived a horrendous motorcycle accident. Yep. This is Allen looking for the first down. He has it. And Gregg moves out to the 37-yard line. Stopped by Reggie Armstead. Well, little doubt, as Florida State did not appear on national television this season, that you're looking at a fellow there, many of you for the first time, Greg Allen, who you may have heard about, having led the nation in scoring. And you can see why he did that and why they think he is a potential All-American. Good night. 125 yards. First down from the 36-yard line. Allen will strut his stuff again, and he slinks his way out to the 49-yard line. A little showcase time for Allen here.
Well, he was a Football News freshman All-American last year. He had an incredible freshman season. We talked about some of the numbers that he had last year. As you said, they're probably going to project him as an All-American next year and then start pumping him up for the Heisman in his senior year.
Assuming he has a good junior year. Just a sophomore. He comes out now. Ricky Williams coming in. Allen scored 4 touchdowns in a game 3 times this season. Moving to the outside is Billy Allen, who scored the touchdown on the kickoff return in the first half. And Billy getting a chance to carry the ball from scrimmage. Takes it to the 42 of West Virginia.
And as you pointed out, he is a burner. The man can flat fly.
Second down and 2. Florida State at the West Virginia 43-yard line. 5 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the game. Mercifully for West Virginia. Second down and 2. It has been a very long night for the Mountaineers. And a key defense defensive play turned in there by Chuck Harris as Ricky Williams carries the ball for no gain. Chuck Harris, number 70, senior from Galena, Illinois. .450 to play in the game. Had a flag on the last play and a 5-yard penalty to be assessed. Here's the call.
Illegal use of the hands. Offense.
Florida State's been whistled several times tonight, but the penalties really haven't hurt them.
I said at the very top of the show, and talking about the quarterback tandem, that probably both would play unless one got the hot hand. Blair Williams having a good night, 14 of 26 for 164 yards, and of course that touchdown just before halftime.
2nd down and 8. Fake the swing. Coming back the other way is Williams. And Williams, looking like Hostetler, bounces his way to the 43-yard line. Stopped by Armstead.
He's going to have to learn to not do that if he wants to survive.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He made a good move, though, because he had a quick screen called to his left, and he saw the pressure there. If he had thrown the ball out there and lobbed it, it could have gotten picked off, so he moved back to his right and scrambled for good yardage. Now, let's see. What do those numbers reflect?
They reflect the dominance of Florida State in the second half in particular. The fact that earlier in the game on the ground, West Virginia had a 2-to-1 edge. Everything's been turned around, though, as Williams throws incomplete on 3rd down and 3. So it's a 4th down upcoming. Mobley was the intended receiver. 4th down and 3 with 3 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the game. Our guys in the booth doing a great job tonight. Kelly J. Hayes fighting the flu bug, which you and I will have tomorrow, no doubt.
Absolutely.
George Hill, statistician. 4th down and 3 from the 44, and they'll go for it. And this is Billy Allen trying to cut back inside, and Billy Allen is going to get that 1st down with a move to the outside. As he takes it to the 36-yard line, Tim Agee making the tackle.
Boy, they have some athletes, don't they? And they keep coming at you. He'll remember this night for a long time. This is not a dream. This is a nightmare.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a very important game, too, for West Virginia in the sense that it gave them the national exposure. They were 9th and 10th, and the 2 polls had a chance to move up, but that won't be the case as they trailed by 25 with 3 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the Gator Bowl. The Gross Cup back at the Gator Bowl with 3:37 to play in the game. Florida State 1st and 10 at the West Virginia 37-yard line. Florida State on top by 25, and Williams going long, looking for some more, and it's picked off at the 4-yard line by Steve Newberry. Ouija Thompson was the intended receiver. So Newberry, who was burned earlier, comes back with an interception. He made 4 during the regular season. And West Virginia will take over at the 4-yard line with 3 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the game. Kevin White is the new quarterback, number 14. First time we've seen him tonight. Hostetler's backup. And he'll roll to his right and throw out of the end zone, and the pass is complete to the tight end Rao, who breaks a couple of tackles and works his way out to the 27-yard line, where he's stopped by Gary Henry. 1st down. The executive producer of ABC Sports is Roone Arledge. Ken Wolf producing tonight's game. Larry Cam, our director. Technical director was Warner Gunther. Associate director John Bassoni. Our technical manager Sandy Sandberg. Murray Schwartz, our unit manager. Earl Woody Fryman, the assistant to the producer. We thank you, gang. Working here in the rain from the 27-yard line. And the sack by Alfonso Carricker of Kevin White. There's Carricker. He likes to prance around. Get the crowd going. High five here, high five there. Strutting his stuff before 80,913 in the Gator Bowl, and with the expansion, that's obviously a new record. Second down and 19 from the 19-yard line. White scrambling. And it's complete to Miller, who breaks some tackles and gets spun down after he picks up the first down out of the 42-yard line. Darrell Miller.
That's exciting for a young sophomore quarterback to come off the bench like that in a nationally televised game and complete your first 2 passes. Kevin White, 6 feet, 180 pounds. He's a sophomore from Casa Grande, Arizona. And he's throwing to his wide receiver, number 81 there, Darrell Miller. He just runs a little curl out pattern. And that ball was right on the numbers.
42-yard line, first down. And the reverse, it's Mullen. And he's run out of bounds after he picks up a first down in Seminole territory at the 47-yard line. And we're down to 145. And there is Greg Allen. He's a quiet fella. Chatted with him yesterday.
He has 138 yards on the evening, 15 carries, 2 touchdowns. Still quite a ways away from the Gator Bowl record, though, which is 216 yards, set by Floyd Little, Syracuse. That goes back a few years. Talking about the mid-60s there.
First down at the 46 for West Virginia. White forced to scramble again, looking for the sideline, and he finds it. 1:36 to go.
White chased out by
So
Gator.
Florida State ready to close its season with a victory in the Gator Bowl. They'll wind up 9-3, a like figure for West Virginia. And again, another good year for Don Nehlen. We mentioned earlier, first time that West Virginia in its 90-year football history has gone to bowl games back-to-back.
Back-to-back bowls, Peach Gator.
And next year they'll have Hostetler back. The junior didn't have a good night tonight, but he proved what he can do during the course of the regular season. White going deep and incomplete inside the 15-yard line, intended for Wayne Brown, and the coverage by Rocky Kinsey. 1:29 remaining in the game.
White's pass intended for Brown.
Bobby Bowden, he can go back to the golf course tomorrow. Doesn't play during the season, he says. He loves it in the offseason.
Says especially after he finishes recruiting.
Wonder he takes tips from Nicholas's kid.
Good coach.
Third down and 9. They can reverse rolls. This is Miller making the catch over the middle. Gets to the 25. Young Steve can say, now listen, I'll help you with the grip if you give me a little more playing time.
A little more playing time, yeah. Put in some special routes for me. A couple gadget plays. Put in the shovel pass for me. Well, Happy New Year, partner. Been
Happy
great
New Year
working
to
with
you.
you again. Great year.
Great. Enjoyed it very much.
Liked it. Anybody want to tell Happy New Year?
Well, we'll think about it.
Whole bunch.
Here's White. Incomplete with a minute to go in the game. Want to wish Happy New Year to anybody?
Yeah, all of the folks, all the friends, all the relatives, and a special thanks to the travel shop people for that birthday surprise the other day. That was real nice.
You did have a birthday the other day, didn't you?
Yep.
Well, let me think about this for a second.
You're going to try to figure it out now,
Well,
right?
yeah. All-America 25 years ago, right? You were a great student athlete, though. You may have graduated from college when you were 16.
Absolutely. Definitive student athlete.
Second down and 10 at the 25-yard line. Again, they fake the reverse this time, and wide open for the touchdown is Miller. So they go to the second string quarterback, And they go to the very back pages of the playbook. And they come up with their first touchdown of the night. After 2 field goals by Woodside earlier, it's Darrell Miller on the receiving end of White's touchdown pass.
This is a great situation for a backup quarterback because you can play it fast and loose. Darrell Miller, number 81, simply runs a crossing pattern. They fake the reverse. Kevin White rolls out, nails him, makes a catch into the end zone, and oh, that's a fun play. That's a great feeling for him. I like to see that.
Especially after a team has a night like West Virginia's had tonight, at least you close it on an up note of sorts.
That's the kind of thing, that kind of positive energy can carry over into the following year, believe it or not.
A lot of these fellas will be back. It's a basically young team that Neyland has molded. They're going to call a timeout here. They're going to go for 2 points. Nothing to lose, obviously. 51 seconds to go. They're down 31-12.
Why not pull out every gadget in the book now? I like this very much. He fakes the tailback draw right there. Now watch, it appears to be momentarily a reverse. That's a good fake by Kevin White, number 14. He looks back as if he's watching the handoff, and then he throws to Miller, number 81, coming down and making a leaping, sprawling catch into the end zone.
So Neyland has just given White the play call here for the 2-point conversion.
That's exciting for that young sophomore right there. I'm happy for the guy, really. Rough night for Hostetler, frustrating. And like you say, during the year, it really hasn't shown that because he had a great season.
2-point conversion attempt. White, and it's deflected and incomplete. So they come up short there. And Florida State will get set to receive the kick after the West Virginia touchdown. So the Mountaineers able to cross the goal line with 51 seconds to go in the game. 31-12 FSU. Florida State 31, West Virginia 12. Under a minute to go. Florida State expecting an onside kick from Woodside, and they get it, but they cover it. We also have a penalty flag down. Might have an offside call coming up on West Virginia. Cedric Jones was covering the ball.
Offsides kickers decline. First down.
And the kicking unit offside. So Florida State at the 49-yard line, and unless West Virginia wants to stop the clock, and they have all 3 timeouts remaining, Florida State can just call on it and end it. 31-12. The Seminoles on top. Bobby Bowden completing his 7th season in Tallahassee. Moving over the right side is Billy Allen. Taking it to the 44-yard line. Billy picking up close to 7. Second down and 3.
You know, you get a team as explosive as Florida State is, and sometimes they're just trying to run out the clock with their power pitch play to the tailback, and the guy's able to break one and run it in, and then they're accused of running up the score.
Yep.
And it's because of the fact that they have so many superior athletes on their team that any one of them, you take a backup guy like Allen, he can go all the way anytime.
Well, Williams is going to throw. He finds Ouija Thompson, who gets inside the 20, and Thompson is dropped at the 14-yard line. The clock is momentarily stopped for the first down with 7 seconds to play.
However,
look at this. Florida State is taking a timeout, which is not going to sit too well with the West Virginia people, I've got to tell you.
Yeah. I was going to say the aforementioned appraisal would no longer apply because right now it appears that they are trying to run up the score, and I don't understand that. This is so uncharacteristic of Bobby Bowden's approach. I mean, he's such a gentleman, and you would think that now they would just simply want to get the game over with.
Well, you wonder if Bowden in fact called it. It might have been one of the players who asked for a timeout, perhaps.
Yeah, in fact, maybe that's why Bobby looks upset right now.
Yep. I would doubt. Yeah, you're leading 31-12.
Or maybe the quarterback called an audible.
Could be.
More than likely, that was the case. He saw something that was wide open, and he just checked off to it. I would think that the latter would be more likely.
Possible. Meanwhile, West Virginia is very confused on defense. They had guys running on and off the field, and so they take a timeout to get the proper 11 out there. 31-12. Well, for our Chevy players, our MVPs, we have picked Greg Allen of Florida State, who had a great night. West Virginia, nobody really had what you'd call a terrific night, but Tim Agee did a pretty decent job.
He was busy, and during the regular season, he had 116 tackles and 4 interceptions, and he's the guy who consistently plays hard-nosed football. Greg Allen had one of the good nights in Gator Bowl history, quite a way short of the record by a point little, but 138 yards rushing tonight, and he scored 2 touchdowns.
So in each man's name, a $1,000 scholarship grant from Chevrolet to the General Scholarship Fund at the respective universities. Should be the final play of the game now with 7 seconds to go and the crowd having filed out. Just the band remaining, basically. And Williams, well, he's going to look for 6 more points, and he'll come up short on a pass that's completed down to the 5. The Jeff Bowden, Bobby's son, and that's it. That's the end of the ball game. Florida State came in as a slight favorite. They led by 11 points at halftime. Bowden gets a ride off the field. The Seminoles end the season with a mark of 9-3. And they're a young team, and a lot of fellas are coming back. And so when you look ahead to 1983, I think Florida State's going to wind up in a lot of folks' preseason top 10. Seminoles winning it 31-12 over the Mountaineers of West Virginia, and will return to the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida right after this.